and so lining up outside by droves. We know this was a hot ticket in town. And inside, well, the storylines are abound. Two of the leading scorers in the lead, Natalie Spooner of Toronto, keeping it light. And of course, Captain Clutch, Marie-Philippe Poulet of Montreal, ready to give her hometown crowd something to stand on their feet. And how about the crowd here? That's what everybody is talking about today, but there's still lots on the line. This is the fifth and final meeting of these two teams. It's called the Duel at the top. They have been among the best all season long. It'll be a milestone game tonight, as it has been all season long in the inaugural PWHL season. It started back in January in Ottawa, our record attendance. Then 13,000 plus showed up in Minnesota, only to be broken again at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. What does the Bell Center have in store? Well, we will see. That number will go behind me on the Jumbotron. It'll sure to be a big one. These teams back in action Thursday night after the World Championship break, and Montreal picked up a precious 3 points with a victory, a gutsy one. 2 late goals. They pulled their goalie, and Kristen O'Neill, the winner, a 5-3 victory, and big nights for Poulin, Stacey, and Aaron Ambrose. As for Toronto, off on, well, their second loss since that 11-game winning streak, 2-1. 2 goals in the second period was the downfall. Renata Fast goal came a little too late. So here's how things stand right now as the season winds down. Toronto and Montreal, both with 4 games remaining on the season. Toronto leading the way with 36 points, but Montreal right behind them with 34. And certainly, they would love to climb up and potentially clinch a playoff spot today. The crowd is going wild here. The players are getting ready to enter the ice, so let's let the stars put on a show.
It's now time to meet today's starting lineup. Du côté de Toronto, first from Toronto, à la défense numéro 3, number 3, Jocelyn Larocque. La numéro 14, number 14, Renata Fast. Les attaquants, the forwards, la numéro 27, number 27, Emma Maltais. La numéro 22, number 22, Maggie Connors. La numéro 20, number 20, Sarah Nurse. Et dans les buts, and the starting in goal, number 50, numéro 50, Kristen Campbell. Et maintenant, l'alignement partant de votre équipe Montréal. À la défense, number 9, on defense, number 9, Katie Taben. Numéro 23, number 23, Erin Ambrose. Les attaquants de forwards, numéro 43, number 43, Kristen O'Neill. La numéro 7, number 7, Laura Stacy. La numéro 29, number 29, Marie-Philippe Poulin.
Wow, what a reception for these players. Listening carefully for the names here.
Messieurs, et maintenant, s'il vous plaît, vous levez, retirez, chapeautez casquette pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise, remove your hats and caps for our national anthem sung by Chloé Doyon.
Au Canada, terre de nos aïeux, en front et sein, de fleurons glorieux, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
A historic day in Montreal in the
A historic day in Montreal in the broadcast booth. Bell Center, the same stadium as the Habs, the Montreal Canadiens classic team. A classic rivalry here in Toronto-Montreal. Starting lineup, Montreal, Toronto. This is the Toronto. Look at your players. Okay, so it's okay to have us in the background, all right? You can still do things in your life. Like watching this, you're not really getting or doing anything. So feel free to conduct your affairs with this in the background. You don't need a constant talking and volume, so we'll keep it on the down low. We're looking at names here. We're observing the goalies. Imagine 6 teams, the six best goalies around the world in net. Real simple, okay? Real simple. A hockey game's about to start. Toronto in the white jerseys, Montreal in the red. And here's the kickoff.
Inside the Bell Center, and we are all underway. Back to what's at stake, a big-time hockey game. Battling for first in the standings right now. Toronto has that, but just a 2-point lead on Montreal. So a 3-point regulation win for the home team would set them up atop the standings. Neutral ice back and forth, but Kristen O'Neill finds the puck, and she's worked so well for Montreal, coming out strong Thursday, bookending the goals, getting the game winner against Minnesota at Verdun Auditorium.
Well, and a player that takes a fourth-line role with Team Canada. She comes back here to Montreal, and Kristen O'Neill, she's thrust into a lot bigger offensive role.
Joe working alongside Maureen Murphy. Down low, Keppel. That's a save by Campbell early on here. Crowd chanting. Oh, that one just getting a piece of the net behind. Montreal looking to come out strong. Head coach Corey Chevry saying it's so important in a game against Toronto, especially. They have been shut out twice by this Toronto team, including in the big battle on Bay Street back on February 16th. Campbell plays it. Gabrielle David takes it away, sends it over. LaFleur passes back on it. Daou from the point. Madison Bizzle now. Chase is on. Ali Monroe with a quick touch. It's her 27th birthday today. What a way to celebrate inside the Bell Center. Back in front. Oh, is there a...
Okay, back in front. Montreal's got a chance, a shot on net. Maybe the first shot on net of the game there. Montreal wheels around and back towards the net again, and some choppy play in the middle, behind the net again for the Wayne Gretzky backhand. No chance. The goalie covers up and will hit the face-off circle again. The players move towards the bench, changing lines and...
Fourth line comes back here, though, gets herself on the power play. Gets 2 power play goals on Thursday night, including the game winner. She's on that first line right now with Marie-Philippe Poulin and Laura Stacey.
The Montreal player to watch, brought to you by Woody.
Talking about that game against Montreal on Thursday night, where Montreal came back from a 3-2 loss with, I think, 11 minutes left in the game, and then come back to win the game, close to 1 minute left in the game. A fabulous finish to the Montreal-Minnesota game 2 nights ago. Now here we have, in the Montreal Bell Center, Toronto against Montreal, the game just getting going. An even match so far, a little bit of offensive action, Toronto and Montreal, some crowding, some physical contact, the defensemen getting a wake-up call from the European League, chance to be more physical in this PWHL league. The Bell Center, Verdun, previous location, closing out the chapter at the Verdun Center and over to the Bell Center now. Beautiful venue. They're hoping for a sellout crowd. We haven't got a number on the attendance here, but a breakaway shot in tight, not able to make the goal. But as you can see, incredible action, incredible footwork, beautiful stopping, starting, not too many whistles, just constant action. A beautiful display of the game here. We'll get some volume back on for these great commentaries down at the rink side.
We've got a touch on that one. Stacey Poulin. From the point now, Amanda Boulier keeps it in. Amanda Boulier has wins against Toronto with PWHL Ottawa, along with Michaela Grant-Mentis. Montreal has yet to defeat Toronto in this inaugural season.
Montreal throwing a heavy pressure right now at Toronto, and it's that forecheck. They're turning pucks over, getting them in and getting on them right away.
Getting them near the goal line.
That goal line.
LaRocque, of course, you do have to keep in mind you got LaRocque and Fast on the other side.
We just saw Kristen O'Neill beat Renata Fast to a puck on the forecheck. That doesn't happen very often.
Glancing over to Facebook on my side iPhone here, I noticed that I have one listener. It's me. I am the one listener on Facebook. So let's see if we can slow down the scrolling and stick around a while. Listen to some color.
Montreal, in fact, she has scored in each of the last 3 meetings. Miller has the puck. He's looking for some space. Now shake it off in front. Spooner catches the post. Now Monroe sets up. What a shot, what a save into the netting.
Oh, what a chance for Toronto. And this is a line that was constructed to be heavy on the forecheck. They get in, they create turnovers, they're bigger bodies, and it's Hannah Miller ultimately that starts this. And like you said, Daniela, she has been excellent against Montreal. Natalie Spooner gets herself in nice and low. Spooner is always dangerous when she's in the slot. Of course, Montreal had an opportunity of their own. Kristen O'Neill, we've talked a lot about her speed coming off the bench.
Miller getting the game-winning goal in a 3-0 shutout over Montreal back on March 8th at Mattamy. She also scored on her 28th birthday. Here comes Montreal. Grant Mentis! Oh, catches the post, and the crowd felt that one. They heard.
The post rang out. We heard the post.
Kayla Grant Mentis hungry for her first PWHL goal. David feeds it over to Boulier in the slot now. Boulier in front. Lafleur was there. Toronto.
Nobody there.
Lafleur back at it. Jesse Comfort doing the work for Toronto. The crowd doesn't like that one.
Well, this is a savvy Montreal crowd. I think they knew that was a tripping penalty, and Toronto got away with one.
Well, you can expect a big physical battle. That's what we've seen all regular season between these two fifth and final meeting with so much on the line. Everyone wants that coveted #1 seed in the playoffs. Of course, you get to choose your opponent for the first round, whether it's the 3rd or 4th seed.
Well, and that's just it. Coming in #1 means a lot. This building, but coming in #1 means an awful lot. And once again, Montreal throwing some pressure, getting some...
Toronto, if Toronto wins, they clinch their playoff spot. So this is an important game for Toronto to clinch their playoff spot. So Toronto looks for a win tonight. Montreal would love to have back-to-back wins from Thursday today.
3 points that she collected with PWHL Ottawa in 6 games, all came again.
And the puck drops again. Again, the puck drops. Fast-moving game. Only 14 minutes left in the first period. Some jostling, some pushing, some shoving, a little bit of physical stuff. Although our players are aware of hunkering down, settling into the game instead of worrying about the fluffy outside stuff. They get down to the grit and grace. I've heard the commentators explain this game beautifully.
Standard player agreement just before the return after the World Championship break. She's a reserve player. Callie Flanagan, she's also had some good times against Montreal, including in Pittsburgh. Scored the game winner there. She plays it around. Laura Stacey goes to collect. Ali Monroe with a physical play. And again, going to see more of that. Kristen O'Neill sent down.
Well, and this is exactly what you would expect from this line. And you look at Laura Stacey and Kristen O'Neill and the speed.
Another team that can clinch today is the Minnesota. If Minnesota can get a win today as well, they're clinched for the playoff this year. Minnesota playing up against, Ottawa at 7 p.m. The late game today. Minnesota at Ottawa. Look forward to Boston, Toronto coming up at 3:30 and Minnesota, Ottawa. 7 p.m.
Rebound sent aside. Sarah Nurse looking to clear it. Can't quite. Our side, Emma Malte now. But Erin Ambrose. Tries to protect it. Gets back to it behind the Montreal net. Spooner right behind. Really cutting in close. Olivia Knowles. Long shot, bodies in front, blocked.
A bottle of Tossel. The goalie covers up. The puck was loose. The players weren't there to sock it in. Toronto still no score. Toronto, Montreal deep into the first.
Just under 13 minutes left in the first period inside the Bell Center.
And they're off to commercials. They're off to commercials in our beginning of this exciting Saturday. We'll head over to our our studio mode and look into our internet reaction. Yeah, and we'll see what we can bring up there from Edge here and take a moment here to see what we have here. Let's see if I can bring something on for you here. Okay, I'm going to go cancel there, and I'm going to pick up. There we go. And I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to go over here. It says, okay, you tell me, folks. Today's games. You tell me, folks. Did these guys?
Netizens were very skeptical. They were basically saying that the 3 African runners escorted him over the finish line. The response from experts has been that it brings the game into disrepute, and also wondering whether this has a corruption angle.
This is the Chinese half marathon, and it looks like these African runners are coaxing this winner through to the finish line, a Chinese runner. Take a look again and see if this makes any sense. Are they helping this man?
What's strange about that is that pacers in races are very clearly marked. They have clothes that say pacer on it. If you look at the 2023 Beijing Marathon, the same one, they do have elite runners who aren't Chinese with a thing that says pacer on it. Whereas if you look at the 3 athletes from Africa, William Gant was one of them.
Her, she's got to get back quickly, and then it's just a scrambling puck. They stay on it. It's that tenacious forecheck to win it back, and then Laura Stacy pulling the puck out, walking around that wraparound. She loves it. You got to watch for her.
Brittany Howard trying to meet the puck down low. Flanagan batting at it in front. Bugeaud was right there. Campbell closes that opening. Dalton, far side. Montreal certainly building momentum here. Victoria Bach tries to take it the other way. She's got Brittany Howard with her. Back we go. Maureen Murphy with plenty of ice in front. She's going to cut, force behind. Looking for Claire Dalton. Dalton.
You just don't see that kind of skills anywhere else, going the whole ice. When's the last time in any league you saw a player go from the red line to the red line, moving between players like that? Beautiful professional play here today. Thank you, PWHL, and the fantastic commentators.
With a really solid game Thursday night. Toronto's trying to get their game back.
On a 2-game skid, they lost the one just before the break, of course, on that epic 11-win streak. Now Connors into the glove of Desbiens.
That's right. Toronto has dropped 2 games in a row here. They need this win to secure their spot. After an incredible winning streak, they hit a 2-game loss.
Indeed, it gets picked off, and then Desbiens goes to pick that puck up. She miscues and misses it as well. Montreal can break that up. Bugeaud with another chance, and you don't want to hang your hat completely on your first line. You need some secondary scoring. Bugeaud gets a good chance.
Toronto's open scoring in 3 games against Montreal. Connors sends it around to Malte. Back up to the line, look, Brock. It reached Nurse. Malte sends it around.
This is getting real physical in this game here. Watch out.
Now. And blue line action there. And Turnbull takes a shot in front. Larocque was moving.
It's getting physical and it's getting sloppy, okay? 2 fans on the top of the puck. I mean, the thing is small, of course, but you should know as a professional to be able to get to the side of that puck to get a clear shot. From the blue line on the left side, this might be it here. This fan, oh no, it's coming up. Anyways, fan on the puck, seen it a couple times in the last couple games. That stick needs to be connected to the ice as you swing through. So an even shot. You don't have the... there it is, around and back in. If that, oh my gosh.
They'll go again in front.
There it is!
They score!
There's the goal. There's the goal in the same corner. 5 seconds later, bottom right, sunk in, down the gully. The Montreal goalie didn't learn their lesson that time. The Montreal goalie let it in the same bottom corner that you saw 2 seconds earlier. Here it is, the wraparound, it doesn't go in, and then the puck goes out to center and off to the middle into the same corner. That goalie did not cover the corner at all, very well, at all. Penalty.
Good net front presence out front as well. And Hannah Miller, big body.
It's the 3rd goal of the season for Captain Blue.
Keep your eyes up, all right? Don't be disgusted. You made a mistake. You're not built wrong. You just made a mistake.
So I think that as a team, this is something you look to try to correct and build on, because Elaine Chuli has been excellent in that for Montreal as well. Not that you want to go that route, but she's been very good against Toronto too.
Now Larocque just dump it down. So make that 4 opening goals now for Toronto against Montreal in the season series. This Turnbull helped by Spooner.
You get into a game like this and you want to silence the crowd if you're Toronto, and that's definitely what you don't want.
But here comes Michaela Grant-Mentis. It's off the post again. Oh, she's having chances, Becky.
She's been all around it. That's 2 posts. She's got to be thinking, what do I have to do?
What do I have to do? 2 posts for that player, that Montreal player. 2 posts this game so far, or maybe it was that Toronto player. Fantastic. Look at this post from the Montreal player. Hits the post again. Rung off the post. That's great hockey. All right, we are going to mute this so that I can share with you a couple of our sponsors. We have 2 sponsors now. One, we're going to get the pictures up here soon, but I want you to know about them. Jordan Greeno from Jordan Realtor. He's a fantastic realtor. Comment in the comments. This guy saved my life. He found me a home. It doubled in price. Made me a millionaire. And McClellan Services, Chippewa's own McClellan Services for your caulk and gap care. McClellan Services, servicing caulk and gap care, building bridges and spaces between ceilings, surfaces, substrates, and shorelines. McClellan Services. Link in the comments to find a promo.
Relax. It's the beginning, we just got started. 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 It's the beginning, we just got. It's the beginning, we just got started.
Aaron, majority of the pressure, really, you guys came out on the front foot. Tough one there. How do you build that momentum back?
I think we just got to stick with it. I think we're doing a great job right now putting pucks on net, so we just got to find some rebounds here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you to our Cigna Butler and also PWHL Montreal on the power play. Hannah Miller slashing call just before the break. Montreal sitting with a 4th-ranked power play, of course, feeling pretty good. They put 3 power play goals together, including 2 by Kristen O'Neill on Thursday. Aaron Ambrose with 4 assists on the night. And now looking for Montreal's first goal inside the Bell Center. Poulin down low to O'Neill. Back over to Poulin and Ambrose. In front, it's high. Just over. Fast. Kind of fine turn ball. Testing the #1 ranked penalty kill in the league. Back up to Ambrose from the point. Laura Stacey shoots. It's just wide in front. O'Neill. Go for it again. Ambrose. Poulin. And back. Around Stacey. Creating that movement. O'Neill unable to retrieve down low. Still, Montreal on the power play. Stacey again with a shot. That one into the netting.
They had success on Thursday night on the power play, and it was teeing up Laura Stacey. Looks like they're trying to do the same thing here. And we take a look back at Thursday night. Kristen O'Neill, who was not on the power play at the start of the year, she's got put on in that spot since the trade of Teresa Vinisheva. And they were dynamic. Coach Corey Chevry said she loved the movement. They weren't static. You didn't necessarily.
Okay, thanks for listening, everybody. Okay, we're back.
Has it, takes it away. Nearly grabbed up by Natalie Spooner.
All right, it looks like this game is continuing on quite nicely, actually. We're doing real well here out in Montreal. A trippy, connecting game here.
Well, a couple times Toronto was playing aggressively. Spooner too aggressive on this one. She's going to go to the penalty box, and what an opportunity for Montreal. 33 seconds still remaining in the initial power play. It's going to get them a fairly lengthy 5-on-3, and Spooner just steps into the back of Poulin, taking her out. That's your penalty. She's going to sit down for 2 or less.
You cannot sit into the back of someone else. That's a strict rule. So you hitting from behind, it's going to give her 2 minutes. So that player goes out for 2 minutes, plus the 33 seconds left in the Montreal power play. So I believe it's 5-on-3, Montreal 5-on-3. So watch the red guys set up this pattern here in order to get a goal. A cool rule is if there is a shorthanded goal scored, then the penalty's over for the team. So on top of getting the shorthanded goal, if a shorthanded goal is scored, the penalty against that team is ended as well. Kind of a cool rule. That's part of this PWHL. As they set up for a shot, there's 1 second, 5-on-3 left. One player returns. One more Toronto player comes out. We're waiting to see that player. There it is. There's the player there. They're crowded in the corner, quite chippy. A stick on the ground, some communication with the ref. I can't hear this.
Passes run out of fast with the first one. She gets out in the lane, takes that puck off of the side. Takes a little bit of courage to do that. And then Emma Malte with the active stick, she reads that lane, takes it away, and then gets in, freezes the puck along the boards.
Well, through the 4 games leading.
So here we got a face off on the left side, over to the right side, back to the Montreal player, and along the boards again to the same Montreal side, over to the right wing, right ringer, jostles with the puck, over to the goalie, takes a shot. That is a shot on goal. 12 left. 1 minute left in the power play for Montreal. Let's see.
Traffic in front, make sure you don't give up a second chance opportunity. She smothers that puck, gets the blocker up right away too.
All right.
Katie Tabin working alongside Gabrielle David.
Working the opposite corner now, working from this side, the right side of the net. Montreal does their best to set up a pattern. Solid pass over the blue line area, then a straight-on shot saved by the goalie, and Toronto rebounds down the ice, passing center line and off to the gully behind the net. A wide range, a lot of room behind the net in this rink. 200, I think, by 84. 200 by 85 foot rink here we have. All right, Toronto sets up a shot, passes up past the blue line. They chase it into the corner. The Montreal player swings behind the net with the puck and begins to ease forward towards the forward back, a jostle, easy pass back and forth, past the center line, deflection. Instead of controlling the puck, deflecting the puck forward towards the Toronto end, and the cup is retrieved and returned down, and the Montreal players come on up with the puck, hoping for a clean pass. There it is, a clean pass. Toronto picks up the puck and scoops it down to the center line and across to the blue line and across to center. Fanned on underneath the puck, bouncing puck, the stick fanned underneath. Toronto keeps control, dumps it into the corner, and out to the blue line is Montreal coming forward. 2 defensewomen waiting for them to turn that puck around. Toronto sweeps the puck into the corner behind the Montreal net, scooped up by a forward, skating hard up the left side and around there and into the corner. Toronto, no whistles. It's an amazing game here, just flying back and forth. Up through the middle line, the Toronto players sweeping ice cross diagonally from end to end. This player has the puck, and the puck languishes in between places. Some rough stuff in the middle, more like squeezing and kneeing, standing, putting their weight on top of each other, and a bit of pressure, a bit of chatter amongst the players, and some definite shaking off of the tough spots. The ref and the goalie have a discussion. I'm sure that'd be interesting. And off to commercials. Off to commercials again. All right, so some information. Yes, they're playing for the Walter Cup coming at the end of June. Some interesting things in the new rules. You know, these are the playoffs. First of all, the top 4 teams of the PWHL go on to the playoffs. All right, so out of 6 teams, 4 go to play 2 semi, best out of 5 final contests until the finals themselves. So look for that. Interesting thing is when the 5th and 6th team is eliminated from the playoffs, from that point on, their points are added up, and the most points gets the first round draft pick. So even in the end, when you've been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, you can still play hard, collect points for that first round draft pick. Interesting thing. Like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, when you're on when you're shorthanded and you score a goal, the penalty's also over at that time. Interesting rule, different from the NHL. Hitting, yes, if the intent is to go for the puck. So if you're heading for the puck, which might be different than the NHL where they go for the player, in the PWHL, the rule is that you need to be going in with the intent to access the puck. And if it gets physical and there's a check, then there's a check. Different than how that Montreal-Boston game ended with the vicious jab to the ribs by the Toronto player. I'll give you that and more coming up, but let's return to the game.
UHL made life just a little better. Look at these fans.
Well, these fans are having a lot of fun, and what an environment in here today. And, you know, for Montreal, they had the opportunity to play at Scotiabank Arena against Toronto. They had to listen to the pro-Toronto crowd, so quite an opportunity for these Montreal players. And I got to think it's a bit about revenge here today.
Oh, and they would love, they were shut out of that game, too. They didn't get any type of roar of the crowd on a goal they earned, so certainly looking to get on the board here. Natalie Spooner assisting in that first goal scored by Turnbull. Of course, now Spooner, the league's point leader. She was tied with Poulin coming into this game, 20 points each.
Well, we talked about Toronto already today and the block shots that they've had, but it's Montreal that has got 2 of the league leaders in Aaron Ambrose and Mariah Keppel. And you know, Ambrose plays with the national team. We hear her name a lot, but Mariah Keppel's a player that has been a welcome addition to this. Impressive, and she's one of the ones that has really impressed.
Absolutely. Ambrose scoring the opening goal in that gold medal final for Canada. And in front, Miller, they're crashing the net. It's still good. There's the whistle.
I think the scouting report is out, and Debien's had some trouble finding those pucks down in her pads today, and so Toronto is crashing the net hard. Of course, this line, we talked about this line, and they're big bodies. They're going to play a hard north-south game, and Hannah Miller drives the net, cuts in. Turnbull already standing in the crease. So you got 3 Toronto jerseys already there, crashing in the net, poking away. Spooner as well. It's 3 players that love to get down and get gritty in the crease.
And so they'll reset, and it's Turnbull in the face-off circle where for Toronto. Overall, 281 coming into this game. And in front, what a chance. Once more, they're just getting so close to the crease. And Hannah Miller right there.
Katie Tabin had a hold of a stick, and looks like there's going to be two calls there, a hold maybe and a slash. So referees are going to start to take two possibly at a time, but Tabin definitely.
Like I said, a holding and a slash, 2 penalties on a hold, just the one holding the stick. Montreal
Grabs a hold of that stick.
Montreal player goes in for 2 minutes. I'm looking. Oh yeah, there it is. You cannot
Gonna miss that one.
First power play for Toronto in this game. Spoon.
With her right hand, she had a hold of the stick. Montreal goes on the power. Toronto was on the power play. 2 full minutes. Let's see what happens. Come on, Toronto.
Power play efficiencies coming into this game. Toronto with 12.1% on the season.
We're not a fast quarterback's as power play, and she got some opportunity as well with Team Canada. And not a player that was accustomed to playing power play at the national team level, but her game and her offense have been very good lately.
Montreal, the most penalized team in the league, have certainly had their practice on the penalty kill. They're 4th ranked overall, 81.3%. Now Amanda Beaulier, and they have been perfect against Toronto through the 4 games coming into this one. Far side, these two teams know each other so well. 7 Team Canada players for Toronto, 5 on the Montreal roster in PWHL. Fast among them, looking for space. Connors on the side, Nurse in front, Miller again. Make that multi.
Montreal almost scored on himself there, but a fabulous setup just didn't go through. Hang in there, Toronto.
And opts to make that pass, but she opens things up by doing that.
Toronto still with some time here on the power play. Sends it around. Turnbull. Miller. Spooner out to LaRock. Puts it up high. Flanagan. They'll change. And in front, that's blocked. Miller was there. Another chance for Spooner. And it's Catherine Daou who makes a big block.
Ellie Flanagan.
Toronto's mopping the floor with Montreal right now. Montreal either needs to ship up like they did a couple nights ago, or they're going to lose this game altogether. They're losing momentum. The shots on goal, I'm sure, are uneven. We'll see what the shots on goal are. However, it's time.
Exactly sure where the puck went.
Oh, what an opportunity. And again, this is Kristen.
Oh, man, I thought that was a goal. I thought I was going to have to eat my words. Here it is again.
Players is starting to really get some chemistry. O'Neill gets in on the puck, gets there first, and it's that blind over-the-shoulder backhand pass, and it's right.
That was a gorgeous backhand pass. Just missed the mark. Fabulous. I thought it was a goal.
Leader for Montreal. Stacey coming into this game with 82 shots.
The ref called off the first player. There they go. The face-off happens. Around the front to the back. Sideways, the player tries to turn around, gets blocked by the Toronto player, and over to center. See, I'm making half this up. The Toronto goalie blocks the puck. The Toronto forward gets a hold of it, wraps it around the net and down the ice along the right side. Toronto gets ahead of it. A front, too crowded, couldn't get a shot away. Over to the corner and back to the blue line and over to the other blue line. And a straight-on Price tried for the deflection. Way off. Hits the top of the glass and bounces back down towards the Toronto end. Montreal player chases the Toronto player in and around and back, all the way around the ice. The players recycle, repurpose their goal. Player loses their stick. It gets messy. These players are tired. Anything could have happened there, okay? Anything could have happened. I would have loved to see a replay of just that last 10 seconds. Oh, maybe they'll show us. Look at this. Flailing bodies. That one's the beginning of it. And there's a second hit. And then a third. And then down and around, another stick lost. And then player confusion. Sprawled out on the ice. The goalie's tired. Face off. back to the Toronto player and forward past center. Center ice comes the Toronto player, a backhanded pass, poor attempt, and behind the Montreal net and up the right side. Here we go. Up the right side. Cast away to the center behind the Leaf net. Crowded. Puck comes loose over to the Montreal player. Tries to set up a shot, a pass at least. The Toronto player. Why don't these teams have names? Okay. All right. So, okay, 43 seconds left. I'm going to hand you back I just got bewildered at the fact these teams don't have nicknames. I wonder if they have mascots.
Toronto would love a lead heading into the locker room. Chance to extend it potentially. Comfer can't get over the blue line. Montreal, here they come. Claire Dalton, Maureen Murphy, Sarah Bougeot, she scores!
What a fabulous goal. What an absolutely fabulous goal. Montreal ties it up in the dwindling seconds of the first period. I know that Toronto goalie was tired. These are the 6 best goalies in the world, and they still get tired too. That's why a period is 20 minutes. We're pushing these players to the limit. It's a cross-ice pass, down through the center, onto the right side, and all the way over the ice to a clean, open shot to the top left corner. The Montreal players congratulate each other, and justly so. Beautifully aligned.
And then that toe drag to get herself to the middle of the ice. Dangerous scoring position, and she finds the back of the net. Just nice.
What is the attendance?
Breaking for a team when you get scored on with that amount of time left.
There's the crowd appreciating what Sarah Bougeot has done. And when I say she's the first ever to score against Toronto, that was exactly 4 months ago at Verdun Auditorium. She got the franchise first goal against Toronto.
Well, you know there's going to be so much attention at the Poulin line that frees things up for someone else. You watch Bougeot come in with good timing, too. She gets herself...
Yeah, that timing was beautiful.
Play, and not such a smart play, and something that's difficult sometimes for players. You want to come into the zone, you want to get to the net quickly.
She was held by Claire Dalton and Maureen Murphy. And by the way, Claire Dalton also nabbed her first PWHL assist in that January 20th game against Toronto.
And that's it. I believe that's it for the first period. So, exciting first period. So I'm going to shift over to some entertainment for you. Some interesting facts. We've got, I told you about the Kenyan, and that's fine. This guy. We'll continue this story, okay?
Of them. They have the same race bib as Khudje. I then looked into whether there was any official information about the paces for the Beijing Half Marathon. And there was a list on one of the sponsors' websites of the pacers, who they were. According to the official list, there was no runners there to run a 1 hour half marathon. It could be that they just didn't put Willie Umnagant on the list. They were not on the list.
here's our schedule, all right, just to wrap up, to get you kind of in the zone of understanding what's happening here with the last month of regular season games. You can see them here listed. We've got today's games. You see the 1 o'clock Toronto-Montreal game that we're watching right now at the Bell Center. We've got later on at 3:30 Boston-New York, and then we've got later on Minnesota at Ottawa at TD Place. So look forward to those 3 games and getting some interesting highlights. So now each team after this has about 4 games, I believe. And so they'll be playing right through, but as a reminder, no playoff guarantees will be settled until Saturday, April 27th. And then after that, it would be mathematically correct. So look forward to that. Look forward to the draft. Look forward to the interesting questions that are popping up for me. One of them is, what are the names of these teams and what are the mascots? I got Lori Kester coming in here. I don't think she wants to talk to me on air, so I'll let Lori go. And then maybe she does, and maybe she does want to talk to me. Lori, call back if you want to talk on air. Saturday, May 4th, Lisa's birthday. Montreal and Boston, Minnesota, New York. And the final game of the regular season is Ottawa at Toronto on Sunday, May 5th. So a big shout out to PW's year here. Like, look at these games that were organized and played. And that's even before the playoffs. So let's see here. PWL schedule. Let's see if we can find some of the standings. Hey, Nico. How's it going? You're online, but I can answer any questions you like. How's life? Text, yeah. Good, text me. Okay, back to the game. Uh-oh, here we go. Let's see if I can find that. Why did I lose I lost this. I lost YouTube. I lost.
Creating turnover and had a lot of good chances. Michaela Grant-Mentis still looking for her first goal in the PWHL. She rings 2 off the post in the opening frame. Kristen O'Neill with her speed, her wide drive, she gets an opportunity. So this Montreal team was all over the net. It took them until 19 seconds left in the period to finally put one in and get on the board. But this is a team that was good in their game on Thursday, coming back from the international break, and they have been good so far here today.
Of course, the story is that Montreal has not yet recorded a win over Toronto, and this is their 5th and final time of the regular season to do so. So we'll see how the second period plays out. Of course, perfect penalty kills from both teams through the opening frame. We're inside the first intermission here. It's a tied game, 1-1 Montreal-Toronto inside the Bell Center.
First of all, that was easy decision. I mean, the suspense of the vote was not really complicated. Gold medal in Brampton, 3 goals in the final, and outside of that, a lot of activity on the ice and outside the ice, because I think that was an important year for you. Congratulations, and
thank you.
Receive this award.
Thank you very much.
Take it.
Yeah.
In Denmark in 2022, you set the points record, and after that game, Kendall said she's not getting older, she's getting better.
Yeah.
After 17 years, what's the secret?
The secret is showing up to the rink every day, wanting and willing to have fun and get better. It's pretty simple. You fall in love with the game, and you can't forget why you fell in love with the game.
when you look back over 6 or 8 months, are you surprised at what has developed and how successful it's been?
Not surprised, because we always knew how good we were and where we wanted to be and what our vision was, but I think it's sort of a magical, surreal moment when everything comes full circle and aligns exactly how you wanted it to. And so we're fortunate and extremely encouraged where women's hockey is right now and where it's going to go, and that we have a place to play at the professional level, and we still have awesome championships to go out there and fend for, and it's a beautiful game that we'd love to share with many girls that are growing up, and excited that people finally have a place to play at all levels.
Looks like we're waiting for the next period to start. So let's look at some of these messages. Some of this, wow, huge turnout. Jim Cromie at the PW, Rahum for the best goalie. The Laughing Gift Knight actually has won more titles than Wiccan.
Copyrighted by PWHL Holdings LLC for the private use of our audience. All rights reserved. Any other use or reproduction of this broadcast without the consent of PWHL Holdings LLC is prohibited.
Welcome back inside the Bell Center here in Montreal for this 1-1 game in one period of play between PWHL Montreal and PWHL Toronto. As for Toronto, great story with their first responders. When the PWHL came to life, Erica Howe and Jess Jones, both community helpers, first responders, Howe, a firefighter, and Jones, an OPP officer, had to make a decision. Keep your career alive, professional career alive, or chase that professional hockey dream. Here's a little bit about their story in part 1.
Jess, you're a Caledon OPP officer, or were. You're temporary taking a leave. And Erica, you're a Mississauga firefighter. So take us through, Jess, we'll start with you first. That decision to leave your job to come back and play professional women's hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it was a no-brainer. I've played in a lot of pro leagues, and I wanted to come here and live the dream here. And my work was super supportive. My inspector was like, yes, let's see how we can make this happen. And granted to leave, and here I am, super thankful.
Erica, how about you?
My decision wasn't quite as easy. It was like, I have my job, I have my career, a career that I love. Like, I'm a firefighter, I love my crew. Like, am I going to do this? Like, the whole time when we were in the PWHPA, I was thinking, okay, I'm probably not going to benefit from this. This is 100% going to be for the next generation. But someone gave me the advice a while back that was just play as long as you can. Like, it's one of the greatest things you do is play hockey. So try and play as long as you can. That was actually our goalie coach, Brad. But I always remembered that. And then when it was coming up, I was like, can I leave my job? I don't even know. But when the opportunity came knocking, Gina called, and I talked to the boys at work at breakfast, can I pull this off? And they're like, I think you can. Like, it just kind of all came together. And the other day I was thinking, like, how thankful I am that I got this opportunity to see what it was going to be, because I think no one knew what it was going to be, but it's been incredible.
And he was a canine officer.
Yeah, I almost said canine, but I was like, his name is Brad.
Yes, his nickname is Canine, and he was a canine officer in Calgary, so he comes with some experience. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have him.
Yeah, I did call him when Gina called me originally. I was like, Canine, I know you've taken leaves before for the Olympics and whatnot. Like, how did it go? What did you say? Have you ever heard of anyone being declined? Like, before I commit to Gina and this team, like, how did it go? And he kind of walked me through his process, which helped me with mine.
Yeah. The letter. So you two literally decided to kind of do this together. Take us through the letter, and you know what I'm talking about, the letter that you wrote to your bosses and what you guys wanted to do. How did that transpire?
I think Erica started it for the most part. I mean, she got us going. We brainstormed a bit, but she did the main thing. We wanted to make it as heartfelt as we possibly could because it's a huge step for us. Obviously, like, I love my job, I love my career, and she loves her job, she loves her career. We obviously want to do this, so we had to write it in a way that we would be supportive to women's hockey, but also like our community that we've already set out to do. And I think we did a really good job writing.
Yeah.
You basically did.
I think like what you said is super true. Like a lot of people write, can I have a leave of absence? Done. That's it. Like what do you do is personal, it's whatever. But we both felt that we wanted to do it justice and be like, yeah, we're taking leave of absence, but we're also, it's for the greater good. We want to be a part of this. We want to be able to push it. Like we've worked hard for this and we want to see where it goes. So we got together one night with a laptop and myself, Jonesy, and her wife, the brains behind the operation, and we kind of all wrote it together and came up with like, what are we feeling? How can we put this on paper to make it a go?
Yeah, that's awesome. So what about next year?
Play it by day by day. Day by day. When I originally brought this idea to the fire hall and we were having breakfast, they were like, just leave the doors open. Let them close themselves. Like, do your best you can, but leave your opportunities open. I think that's where we're at. That's day by day. Yeah, day by day.
Dear Hockey. Dear Hockey. Dear Hockey. Today I would like to share my love, my gratitude, and my appreciation. You have always been there for me and those who have come before me. Side by side, we have had so many emotional moments. Now memories that are ingrained into my forever. You have helped me grow, learn, persevere. You have believed in me, supported me, and elevated me. My 24/7, my 365, and now my future. And now my future. And now my future. I'm excited about what comes next. I know they will be unbelievable, unimaginable, and the unexplainable. But I promise to be strong, powerful, and be an ambassador of all your good. You have only ever given. And now it is my turn to give back. I am here to amplify. I'm here to unify. I am here to exemplify dreams for every little girl across the globe. Hockey is for everyone. All my love, forever, always.
That was fabulous. That was great. Okay, I got some names. I got some names for our PWHL teams. The Minnesota Superior, the Montreal Echo, the New York Sound, the Ottawa Alert, the Toronto Torch, and the Boston Wicked. The Boston Wicked, the Toronto Torch, the Ottawa Alert, the New York Sound, the Montreal Echo, and the Minnesota Superior. Love it. Love the names. Looking forward to the next part of this game here. Man, that was good. Those names are great. So some cool things. So not sure about mascots. I haven't seen too many things in the field, in the stands, but I will tell you this. The people that I've seen in the fans have been happy. Large groups of people, arm in arm, holding each other and enjoying and smiling with toques and wearing extra layers. Even though you don't need to, they got the extra layers on. So very cool new rules with the rink size, 200 by 85. You can hit for the puck. Short-handed goals ends the penalty. Overtime is 5-on-5 sudden death. I don't understand that.
Although huge advantage on the shots on goal, 17-8, but it was Sarah Bougeau who got the equalizer just before that first intermission, helped by Claire Dalton and Maureen Murphy.
Well, it was a good period for Montreal, but it was Toronto that initially gets on the board. This is a one face-off. Natalie Spooner, who a quick evasive move off the draw, then tries to wrap it around. Blair Turnbull picks his puck up, walks the seam. She beats Desbiens on one that I think Desbiens would want back. It took a while for Montreal to get on the board after hitting the post a couple times, and it's Sarah Bougeau with a beautiful toe drag to get to the middle of the ice, find that space on the blocker side, beat Kristen Campbell, even things up just before they go to the dressing room.
Well, now we head down to our Signa Butler, standing by with Toronto head coach Troy Ryan.
Troy Ryan about to be interviewed on the bench.
Today, feel the energy from the other side, but it's a 1-1 game. How do you feel about the next 40 minutes?
Yeah, I thought they took it to us and obviously felt the emotion of the crowd, and we let it work against us. I think a great play on the goal for her, and Soupy's been great in net. It's great penalty kill, so we're lucky to be in a 1-1 game, so hopefully we're better here in the second.
Good luck the next two.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to our Signa Butler, handling those duties ringside. When I say it's a party atmosphere in here, it absolutely is. The DJ going through the intermission. Becky and I listening to some great Shania Twain tunes as well.
Wow, that's a beautiful stadium. 3/4 full. There must be 20,000 people in there. Huge stadium, great turnout, massive amounts of people, ushers, laymen, and officials.
At the edge of their seats just before the end of the first period, and they win that opening face-off here. Start the middle frame.
Well, that's Kristen O'Neill taking that draw once again on this line. Poulin starts on the wing.
They had so many chances in the first period. Laura Stacey, it seemed, was set up in that circle where she likes to shoot in front. That one just skims by. LaRock able to get it up. Miller working with Turnbull back. That one taken by Ambrose. Setting up Poulin, trying to feed it down to O'Neill. Will be an icing.
Well, Montreal gets things started right away again here. And again, it's this top line. And I keep going back to Kristen O'Neill because she does such a good job. This time she's not F1 on the forecheck, but she's patient. She picks this puck off, throws it right away. She knows where Poulin is, just doesn't connect on that pass. But it's the knowledge of where each other are and the chemistry they've found.
Well, she was taking that draw too. That one won by Toronto. Monroe, she scores! She scores!
There's a goal for Toronto. Hits the post and goes in.
To the net.
On her birthday, no less, Allie Monroe does it for Toronto.
Oh, she's been good.
27th birthday, Allie Monroe gets a goal on her birthday. Allie Monroe, 27th, from the corner, takes a look, winds up, and shoots to the top corner. Definitely the left side, a weak side for that Montreal goalie. Both goals in on the left side. Watch that shoulder. Watch that left shoulder. Shrug your shoulder. Block those pucks and throw out your left foot.
You get that ding on the post, and we'd heard it all throughout the first period. Then all of a sudden, it connected.
Looks like they may be questioning this one and taking a look at it.
So Allie Monroe, 27 years old today. Looking for the good news that it's a good goal, but right now, Montreal.
Hannah Miller on her birthday at the Scotiabank Arena. So
we're reviewing the goal. There was some confusion. It could have been forced in, or she may have been inside the crease.
In front of the crowd.
And we just heard from Troy Ryan, who admitted, was lucky that coming into the second period, it was only a 1-1 game. And Becky, you talked about it too. We should get word here from our officials.
Well, and this will be a big one either way. Again, we talk about coming out of a period, a late goal, that can be backbreaking. It's the same thing with an early goal. The last thing you want to do is give up a goal in the first minute of a period.
Allie Monroe getting some love from the bench.
So take a look at this one again, but it looks like they're arguing that it may be a high stick. And you can see it touch that stick just out in front. And it is awfully close. It's Sarah Nurse's stick. And of course, it's at shoulder height.
It does look like it went off the stick.
Referees will have to discern whether it was just that little bit too high. They think it met the criteria.
We're just 40 seconds into the second period, and already.
Now, of course, if it does count and it did hit Nurse's stick, then it's not Monroe's birthday goal after all.
Well, head coach Corey Chevry, of course, very familiar with Toronto's head coach in Utica, New York, together with the Team Canada World Champions. Here's another look at it. And this is the referee camera that we're getting.
Wow, that is close. That is close. That could have gone over her shoulder.
Of course, now they're going back and taking a look at video review to see whether or not that one was in. But you're right, some coaches with a lot of familiarity in this league, and the two coaches coaching against each other here today who were just on the bench together in Utica and celebrated that World Championship with Team Canada. And what a game that was. 6-5 win for Canada. And so many of these players that were participating in that as well.
Now it appears our officials are ready. Give word on that Ali Monroe goal.
Well, we have a good goal.
Good goal for Toronto. Of course, you don't really hear much in the crowd inside the Bell Center.
Well, again, when you're the visiting team, you come into a rink like this, is exactly what you want, is to silence that crowd. Montreal is going to try to do everything they can to bring them back into this game.
Ali Monroe's second goal of her PWHL career, and it's a big one here to give Toronto a 1-goal lead. Of course, if Toronto wins this game in regulation, they just extend their reign atop the standings. Just lead by 1 point over PWHL Minnesota coming into this game. 2 points ahead of Montreal. Going around Malte, digging off the near wall. Boulier sends it around.
Toronto looking for that momentum still, not wanting to ease up at all on these Montreal players. Montreal famous for their comebacks. Still no win this year against Toronto. Toronto has also started scoring in each of the games as well. So we're working on Montreal headed back across the center line. 3 players, an easy trip up, almost soccer flail of a, that isn't going to be a penalty. There's no way. No way. Let's listen in.
To go back to work on the power play. And of course, this is a power play that all year we've been saying they got to be better than they are. They've got the personnel to be so good, and we're starting to see what they can be. And I think for the rest of the league, that's bad news, because if this power play starts to be consistently good, it could be a real problem for their opponents.
On this Montreal power play,
not impressive. That they hardly touched. Anyways, here we go. Power play. Montreal's got the power play. Come on, Montreal. Let's see you get a goal back.
Dangerous on the power play, especially coming off of Thursday's performance. Ambrose as well, getting in on all of those goals for Montreal. Kristen O'Neill, patient. Malte on her. Turnbull tries to take.
Around the corner, Montreal tries to set up a shot. Shut up a shot. Don't forget that shorthanded goal. That shorthanded goal scores. The Toronto player comes out of the penalty box, and now it comes up the ice. Shot into the basket. We got it in the corner behind the Leaf net. The Toronto player picks it up. Referee's hand is up in the air. Must be icing. Very aggressive penalty kill here.
Talked about the veterans on that team and their experience on the penalty kill.
They're 0 for 2 in this game so far on the power play, Montreal is, but 0 for 16 overall against Toronto.
Corey Chevry had talked about her power.
Toronto wins the face-off, but the puck disappears into behind the net. And here comes Montreal regrouping. A quick pass before the blue line. The players cross the ice and then comes up on the right side. A pass out front, not in time, swung around and missed on, and sliced through. Passed over to the blue line on the left side, facing the wrong direction. The Montreal player comes close, a little closer. A shot and a miss. The Toronto goalie covers that bottom left. Right corner beautifully, and the puck rebounds down and gets shot to the other end of the ice. Montreal goalie scoops under the puck, heads forward past the blue line and off. My eyes are getting blurry, and we're scooping around the back of the Montreal net. I'm forgetting that you can see this, okay, so I can't lie to you. The thing is, I might have exaggerated or something, because I'm thinking that I can make stuff up. Anecdotal information, right? But now I realize you're watching the same thing that I'm watching, so I better behave myself. Blue line pass to the left side, a long hit, back swing and hit of the puck close to the goal, but no goal. Again, from the same blue line corner over to the right side, blue line, swiveling up forward a little further, and Toronto recovers and sends the puck down. Lori Kester, Hello, Lori.
Hello, Christopher. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks a lot for joining us. Do you know the PWHL?
PWHL? No.
Oh, it's the Professional Women's Hockey League.
Oh.
And it's on TV right now, and so I'm doing some color commentary. I thought maybe you saw my phone number on the screen and called. So how are you?
No. I'm trying to find Lisa. Have you spoken to her today?
Yes, she's been busy. At 1:30 your time, she has a phone call, and so she should be heading home around now to get ready for that call at 1:30, because it's what time is it there? 11:30, 12 o'clock?
It's 12 o'clock now. Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you go over to her mom's? Are you in Calgary?
Well, I'm on my way into Calgary, and that was my plan. But I didn't want to go all the way over to her mother's if she wasn't there. And she must be on the phone now, because I've been trying to call for the last hour, and it goes right to voicemail.
Yeah, and before that they were doing the visitation. Just her and her mom were visiting with her dad. So that's why her phone was off.
Okay, they're not having a funeral, are they?
No, they're just doing what they're doing right now, just a quiet visitation.
Okay.
Just the two of them and McLean. Yeah, so keep trying. Or do you know her mom's address?
She gave me her mom's address, so as soon as I get closer to the city, I'll Google Maps, because I don't even know what neighborhood it's in.
It's Buena Vista. So Buena Vista Downs. So you would get off at
Lake Buena Vista?
no, Buena Vista Downs.
Buena Vista Downs. Okay.
Yeah, so you get off at Anderson.
I take Deerfoot to
Anderson.
Bow Bottom Trail.
Yeah, Bow Bottom and which turns into Anderson, and you make your first left at the lights.
Okay.
And then you'll be right there.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Okay, love you, honey.
All right, thank you very much for answering my call. Love you too, and see you later.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for calling into the show. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Wow, another caller calls in for the show. Nana Lori.
Well, I think Maltese only got one speed. Dapian knew she needed to cover that puck pretty quick.
Look, that's what's going to happen in this show, okay? That's why you're here, okay? You could be listening to this anywhere. But coming up, there's going to be some special features that you can't get anywhere else, okay? Some of the special features we'll be flipping between games. So you'll be able to watch this game and the other game, which is at 3:30, Boston and New York. Moving between games, looking at highlights. And don't forget, I still want to show you last night's Montreal win over Minnesota. It was an exciting comeback. So stay tuned. Thanks a lot.
At the right time so far here today. She's got her feet moving. She's been a real threat with the puck.
Face off just outside the Montreal goalie. Toronto wins the puck and winds around, doing their best to set up a shot. Around the back of the net and forward, the puck goes to the blue line and back to the red line towards the puck. A straight-on shot from 2 feet away. Misses over the great goalie. Right side is great for this goal. The right side is so strong. All the way down to the other end. It feels like a power play. 13 minutes left in the second period. Yeah, that was the second line there that got that scoring opportunity. So pretty exciting hockey here. Montreal shows signs of life here and there that it really is scary. That Montreal team is not to be fretted or fraught. You couldn't usurp the Montreal team in order to get a win. You've got to play them straight on. No going around, maneuvering past. Off to commercials. We want to thank everyone for listening today. Our job here, warm the lonely. You're with us here listening to the game, adding color, noticing the fantastic adjectives of the commentators from the PWHL. PWHL, great inaugural year, stadium shuffles, New York, languishing on audience. We're looking forward to seeing what happens in New York today. We're looking at that audience that shows up for the New York Sound at the UBS Prudential Center. Let's see. Prudential Center, the game coming up at 3:30, New York and Boston in New York. Please stay tuned, people. We're happy to have you listening into this fantastic inaugural season of the PWHL. Exciting players, charisma, and certainly a familial feeling, thought, thinking team where they're collaborated and amalgamate their efforts. The players have a chemistry mentioned by the commentators. They know where each other is, and Future Pass meets her stick at an angle that's just right. Putting together plays is hard. Putting together a 5-person play while you're balancing on skates and swinging a stick crooked into the air onto the hard floor, the rink. The ice is hard. The puck is hard. Every other sport, it's like a golf swing. You've got to give, in the dirt to get under the ball. A puck sits on on the ice. It's hard as a rock. So getting the corner of your stick on the right angle of the puck to make a good shot or play a goal, well, not easy. So don't take it for granted. Don't think that these professionals don't have to do the same routine day in and day out. I don't know what all these numbers mean. Another question I have is I don't understand the wins and losses, so I'm going to write that question down.
History, and then you go on a pair of 3-0 shutouts over Montreal.
And Kristen Campbell with 3 shutouts on the year, and 2 of them have come against Montreal.
And one of the things, too, about these two teams, they've yet to play each other in the same barn twice. Now a chance from the point. That's in the glove. This is their 5th venue that they've played.
Well, and that's just it. They've played each other PPG Paints. They've played each other at Scotiabank Arena. So this is their 3rd big venue game, and it's Kristen Campbell who has been outstanding for this team throughout those 4 games. She's played all 4 of them. Like you said, she's got 2 shutouts in that. She's been the first star of the game twice, the 3rd star of the game once. So she has been remarkable for this Toronto team and given them an opportunity to win when at times they haven't always deserved that win.
And she just made a save there on a Katie Chapin point shot. Now again another chance. That one wide off the stick of Stacy. They're going to keep that volume. They started in the first period, Montreal. Adding on those shots. A little bit of a slower start in the second period for the home team. Turnbull. Open scoring inside the Bell Center.
Not sure what happened there. I sure hope it isn't a penalty, but it could be. Let's see.
Out of the zone, and she draws the tripping penalty to send Toronto back.
A tripping penalty, and so she off to the penalty box. The player goes. We're going to see another power play for Toronto. Toronto has a chance to score a goal. This is a tripping penalty. Where's the stick? Oh yeah, you can't do that. You can't. Come on now. The Montreal player got the stick right down between the blade and the hoof, the sole of the boot, the skate, and the Montreal player covers up. And they sort out, I'm trying to figure out what that face is. Is that face shock, humor, sarcasm? Look at the face 27. Take a look at 27 here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 27. Was not happy, wants to score a goal. All right, referee drops the puck, and it goes back to the Toronto player. Toronto's winning most of these face-offs. All right, and the Montreal gets to shoot it all the way down the ice. As you can see, because you're looking at the same thing as me, they're crowded in the corner, all right, and so they're off to the side. Toronto player picks up the ice, circles behind the neck, and passes forward, crossing center in the center of the rink, over to the right side, no control of the puck. A jostle, a reach around grab, blue line in the middle of the ice, center back to the edge of the ice, and a scoop up, high puck, deflected off a stick behind and to the side of the neck. Toronto tries to set up a play. They're 5-on-4. 5-on-4. Montreal keeps them moving though. Toronto cannot set up a play. Montreal mixes between them, confusing the players. And Toronto collects themselves and continues on. A slow grind. This game is a grind. These legs are always moving. We're sitting here watching while they're moving and pumping in their legs and bodies, twisting their spines in 7 directions. A wrap around that left side, going for that left corner, which was a smart move by the Toronto player, but straight out front. It looks like a slap shot's coming up here. Straight on, and a shot and a miss close by, though, and they gather themselves. A wrap around the board shot to the other side, right side of the net and off to the side. The back of the net gets a little crowded. 10:55. These players, the goalies, both goalies are ragged, tired, while the forwards just warming up. No sign of tiredness in these players here. Let's have a listen for the face-off. See if Toronto wins the next face-off.
Factor in this penalty kill so far. Winnipeg, Manitoba, 5th round draft pick.
We got a redo now. Okay, redo. Kill so far. Winnipeg for Montreal. She's a bit defending. Referee stoops over, drops the puck. Player loses their stick and so is crowded, crouches over the puck, leans back. A little bit of confusion on the ice right now. Toronto has the power play. Montreal just doesn't stop, won't give them anything. They did leave the goalie blind there. The goalie was responsible to save that whole puck. The defense was off to the side. So the puck is moving quicker than the defense right now. Toronto player chases down the Montreal player in the corner. This is supposed to be a power play. Toronto can't seem to get the puck out front. Montreal again in control of the puck, deep in the Montreal zone. They carry it forward. Montreal at center ice, 1-on-2. The Montreal player catches up, but a mishandling of the puck, incomplete pass. A pass to the outside, gets a goal, no shot. No shot on goal. Toronto in the corner, reaches forward. Montreal steals the puck and leverages towards the icing line into the backstop. Toronto reverses the cycle. The puck comes up to center ice and back again. The Toronto defenseman scrambles to pick up the puck against 3 Montreal players. Moving forward and back. Montreal takes a shot and it ends up on the back of the net. Looks like a goal. No goal, no goal. Play continues. Seriously, no whistles. All action here. This game is non-stop action. Excellent skill. Forward with the puck towards the Montreal end. The Montreal forward picks up the puck. Mishandling behind the net. Toronto player rushes in to speed in the pass across to the side, the right side. Coming up on the left side now, Montreal looks to turn their bodies around to face the right direction. Montreal, all their players facing in the wrong direction right now, and we're wanting to get that puck on the correct side of their bodies so that they can actually make a play, put something together, and get a tying goal here. Goalie way out. The goalie is way out. If that Toronto player could get it up in the air and over the goalie, there'd be a goal for sure. The goalie was practically out 10 feet. Toronto's turning around again. Lots of pressure on the goalie. Montreal players' support are nowhere to be found. Whistle blows. Let's see if these commenters can...
Save sequence. Toronto still with just a 1-goal lead over Montreal, 2-1 in the second period.
Off to the commercials they go. PWHL's inaugural season, a lot of excitement happening. Jana Hefford, Vice President of Operations for the Professional Women's Hockey League. Jana Hefford delivering an inspiring speech earlier this year, bringing together, calling for unity, calling for a collaborated effort, calling for a familial thinking, amalgamated purpose to make women's hockey, to prove the value of women's hockey, which is absolutely excellent. That's why I'm behind it. That's why I'm with you here on a Saturday, warming the lonely. Take a look at the YouTube subscribers for the PWHL Hockey League. I think they have 100,000 subscribers in their first year. I think the 6 teams are doing everything they can to stay in contention as a competitive sport. The on-ice action is better than I've seen in any hockey anywhere. I love to see these teams mix and mingle and hunker down and provide a collaborated, familial aspect to the game. You know, the boards just contain this collaborated effort that you see on this team, this chemistry. I thought chemistry was science, but the announcer, the commentator repeating regularly the chemistry that the players have between each other. Here's an interview.
Anything else? Allie Monroe, part of that second goal for you guys. And
Signa Butler on the bench.
Defense getting involved in offense.
Yeah, we love to see some D goals. I think we have a mindset to attack when we're on the blue line, and that's exactly what Ali did there. Incredible shot, but we have to give credit to our forwards who have been really good net fronts, and that's what makes those point shots dangerous.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
I just love the player interaction. You know, in the midst of the game, these players are talking to the people, the audience, the listeners. That's important. We care about that. There's no filters. There's no membrane between the interactions. The social skills of the players shine.
Saving a third goal from going into the net. What a play by Madison Bizzle. And she's a tough competitor when she's in front of the net and down low.
Absolutely. And then you can see Ali Monroe jumping on the puck right after that one. These two teams, they have had so many close battles. Right now, a close one inside the Bell Center. Renata Fast sends it up, but Poulin gets there first. O'Neill battles with the rock. Poulin in front. It's saved in close quarters. Campbell able to lock that one down for Toronto. Renata Fast played off the puck there by O'Neill. Now Stacy and Nurse getting to it. In front, another chance. Blocked. Ambrose. Poulin, backhand. Catches the body of Larocque.
On once again, like a broken record, the speed of that first line.
Here Bougeot plays it back to Graham. Mentis long shot. It's deflected off the glass far side. What a stick there by Campbell. Campbell with 21 saves so far on the day.
Okay, there's a whistle. 7 minutes left. Toronto's winning over Montreal. Second period. It's an exciting game. Look forward in an hour from now to the Boston-New York game starting up in New York City. We'll see the stands. This Montreal game is fantastic. It brought out an incredible crowd and a great fan base for the PWHL, including me, that's for sure. Here we go.
That defensive zone draw.
Well, and so what you start to see is that Toronto is a little miscue on some of their passes. They're icing pucks and they're giving some more opportunities. There's Poulin in the high slot. And if you were here for warm-ups in this building, Daniela, you would have seen just that. Marie-Philippe Poulin in that exact spot with Laura Stacey feeding her passes until she put one in the net where she wanted. And then they got off the ice.
Larocque and Fast, veteran defensive duo. Team Canada and also playing big minutes for Toronto, and there, wow, angle by Turnbull. Of course, there was some commotion closer to the benches.
A little bit of rough stuff, a little bit of punching and grabbing, you know. They still hang on to their sticks. The goalie covered her left side there. Not sure if you noticed that. Don't need to harp on that, but both goals went in on the left side, and you'll see here how the goalie protects the left side. Here we go. Watch this. Here it comes. Oh, okay. I guess, okay. A bit of a backbreaker there. Didn't notice that myself. But, yeah, okay. She looks like she might have got winded. Absolutely. These are tough players.
Set to take this face-off?
Set to take this face-off. The players sort themselves on we are evenly matched, 5 against 5. The referee stoops in, gets ready, drops the puck back to the coast side Toronto player. Montreal picks up the passing center. Montreal passes back and forth, but doesn't make a complete pass, really. Gets strangled up in people's skates and around to the one side. Toronto back behind the neck, a loose puck. Leveraging into the corner. 2 Toronto players try to dig their way out of that corner. Forward against the boards. The Montreal player scoops around, passes it backwards to the player behind her. Players are doing their best to face the correct direction. We want to move this puck forward towards the net. And it does. Players switching players on the fly, jump over the bench. One player recoils to the bench. Another over the fence, and up through the middle comes a Toronto player. 2 against 1, winding around, and a straight shot wide of the net. The Montreal goalie flails to the outside and recovers. On their knees, and their knees help again on the left side. So this Toronto team is focusing in on that left side of the Montreal net. They know it's a weak side, and their first goal went in on the bottom left, second in the top left, and they relentlessly shoot towards the left side. So kudos to the goalie coach who talked to Des Bings about her left side, because she's, look at that, recovery, beautiful on the left side. And there's another one. Flailing to the right. This goalie is all over the place. Another face-off to the right of the Montreal goalie, exhausted, I'm sure. Constant effort, tactic, and willingness to face that puck. A nice wide stance in front of the net, blocks a puck off to the right side. Toronto, another slap shot. They must be killing this Montreal team in shots on goals. Toronto around again and keeps getting caught, but these small, evenly timed shots on the Montreal goalie, there's only a matter of time before one of these goals go in. I'm looking deep into the player's eyes. She's resilient, resolute player, the goalie. Off to commercials. Keep in mind, these are low-scoring games. This is a low-scoring game. It doesn't mean it's not an exciting game. It means the defense is great. The goalies are great. Imagine searching the world for the best 6 female goalies in the world playing on this league. So it's going to be tough to get any puck past these players. Lots of questions for the PWHL. Lots of questions from an audience member's point of view. So where this show, your personality shows, comes from the fans' perspective. We're looking for truthful commentary, addicted to adjectives, and just a nice, colorful experience.
We are here for all of us. Ice time earned.
Ice time. Coming up soon. Ice times earned. Ice time earned. I'd have to take a look at that. I'm going to wonder about that. Their motto, ice time earned. I mean, earning a high self-regard, very important. Ice time earned. Maybe they're helping out minor sports to get ice time. Ice time earned. Anyways.
David Savard from the Montreal Canadiens taking on the game today, and some of his teammates as well. Doc, Newhook, Evans, all in attendance, and it's great to see the support.
Fabulous to see those Montreal Canadiens in the booth.
Inaugural season. Saw some of the ladies on the ice in a skills competition with the men as well, and we'll love to see that.
And who wouldn't want to witness history? First ever PWHL game inside the Bell Center.
In front of a crowd like this.
LaRock from the point, setting up Nurse. She got a little chance there in front. Poulin with control, feeds it, O'Neill. Fast tracking it, Tabin from the point. That's sent below the goal line. Control by Campbell. Nurse flips it up. Creating a chance now, but Stacy stopped short. Fed through the legs there by Connors, and Poulin takes it away. She has Stacy with her. Stacy to Poulin, that's interrupted in front. Nurse. Even again along the line. What a shot by Beaulieu! Turned aside Michaela Grant-Mentis. One-on-one with Renata Fast. Grant-Mentis still has it. In front! No, it is saved! The crowd ready to get on their feet. What a play by Toronto's Chrissy.
Looking for the attendance on tonight's game. Their last set record, 19,926. This stadium holds at least 21,000, so we'll hopefully going to see that a new attendance record's been set. For the first time playing at the Bell Center, where the Montreal Canadiens themselves play. A long-time 100-year rivalry, Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Minnesota, Ottawa.
Montreal has put them under all sorts of pressure. And if you're Michaela Grant-Mentis, you've got to start wondering what you have to do to put one in the net. What a beautiful pass she puts out front of the net. She's done so many good things. And once again, Kristen Campbell has to be strong. Looks like that one maybe just missed the net.
Another chance. Stacy blocked right in front. Sarah Nurse has got to feel that.
Well, that's just what you have to do to weather the storm, and Sarah Nurse does a good job just to get out and get in that lane.
Toronto now with 20 shots on goal, and now another chance in front. Patient with it, Leslie. Monroe. Back down, finds Kogan. Forced to the outside. Flanagan keeps it in. Monroe in front. What a save.
Well, there's another great shot from Monroe at the point, and again, just finding the way.
Hopefully we'll see that again. That was a great shot.
We're not a fast talk about. They've got an attack mentality, and so you're starting to see the D get more pucks on net. But Rebecca Leslie, the slick little move. Looked like maybe she might walk that one right out. Goes to the point. Again, you got your third and fourth line players on the ice right now, and you've been under so much pressure. This is a really good shift.
Toronto head coach Troy Ryan also talking about wanting his D to shoot. Rebecca Leslie with a shot through traffic. Gives Toronto another chance added. Down low, Vasco. They'd love some extra insurance, Montreal. Certainly been putting on the pressure. Samantha Kogan finds Monroe again. Monroe gets blocked out in front. Along the near wall, Vasco. Trying to rim it around. Catherine Daou plays it out as Claire Dalton. Some fresh players out on the ice for Toronto.
Well, another good shift by that third line. And of course, Montreal looking to continue to add to what they've done. And their first two lines have been very, very good. You've seen a lot of their top line matched up against Renata Fast and Jocelyn LaRock. And so they're getting a tough matchup, especially players that get so much ice time, maybe on tired legs just a little bit.
Jesse Compher sends it to Knowles. Knowles with a long shot, hard off the glass. Daou. A lot of action below the goal line. Now Montreal carrying it out. Maureen Murphy with space. Brittany Howard, that collision. Murphy still has him. Saved by Campbell. And then a big hit as well.
Well, we know things can get physical with these two teams, and Maureen Murphy is the one that initiates that as she drives the puck into the zone, shows a burst of speed, gets away from Howard. Looks like maybe Howard's going to bump her off the puck. She's strong, keeps her balance, and gets that shot off. Takes a big hit afterwards from Knowles. Murphy gives Knowles' glove a little toss. Knowles' gloves comes off. Murphy's got the glove, and she didn't appreciate the hit, so she gives the glove a little throw.
Turnbull wins that one in the defensive zone. Fast.
Okay, let's take it in here. Montreal really wants to make a difference, okay? Before the end of the second period. We got 2 minutes and 35 seconds left. Montreal at the back of the ice takes its time around to the side. Beginning shortly, the Boston New York game.
He's looking.
Miller, and in front, that one just catches the outside. And Miller working with Turnbull. We have Bugeaud pressed in the board battle. Turnbull gets there, out. LaRock shoots. Katie Tabin to the rescue for Montreal. Renata Fast with a good play. Malte up to Nurse. Sarah Nurse shoots. It's high. Sarah Nurse with one goal already in this game. Regain that lead for
Montreal doing their best here, fighting back each time. Whistle blown. We're going to head back to the face-off.
Kristen O'Neill and her tenacity and her speed, and she's going to draw this penalty.
Kirsten O'Neill draws a penalty for Toronto. A hooking penalty, 2 minutes. She'll sit out the rest of the period. So finishing this second period. Don't see the hook. I guess that's a hook. That didn't seem like much of a hook. Okay.
Maggie Connors in the box. Fourth power play here of the day for Montreal.
Important power play.
Looking to tie things up. Patience. One-timer. Turned aside. Campbell.
That actually was a shot on goal there. That Montreal player did a beautiful shot on goal. Now it's crowded in the corner. They got 1 minute left. Montreal needs to dig that puck out of there. Instead of the player putting their knee right on the puck, they need to scoop that puck out of there. It does. It gets free. Around the outside towards the Toronto end. Montreal recoups. Headed towards the Toronto end, I should say. A shot on goal. Goes wide behind the net. I guess the whistle is blown.
Well, and again, it was the power play on Thursday, and power play gets a good opportunity here. Ambrose falls down, but it's a quick chip pass, that puck movement that creates this 3-on-2 down low. Pass to the high slot and a shot. Kristen Campbell makes another excellent save.
Montreal on the power play. Ambrose, Poulin. She creates a lane. She scores! Montreal's power play catching fire. Their very first power play goal against Toronto, and it's Erin Ambrose who gets it done.
On Erin Ambrose, who has been excellent for this team in the last 2 games. 4 points on Thursday night. She finds this lane, keeps her feet moving till she has the lane, finds the back of that net, and that one goes clean in.
And the reaction, of course, from the
Wow,
bench.
look at those fans.
It's just something to behold.
It is just something to behold. Montreal at home, the Bell Center. Looks like they're going into the second period break with a 2-2 tie. Let's see how this period closes out.
Mission, at least with a tied game, still time as well.
Well, it's pretty impressive to end 2 periods with a very late goal and another backbreaker for Toronto. Looked like they were going to go to the room with a 2-1 lead. They're back to even. Of course, if you're Toronto in this game, you just want the 1 point. You need to get the 1 point and make sure that you've clinched your playoff spot.
And 1 point as well would.
Winding down the period.
Montreal has a chance to leapfrog Minnesota and Toronto with a regulation win. From the point fast, Desbiens makes the save.
And Toronto wants to make sure everyone knows they're not done. 11 seconds left on the clock, and they're still pushing for another goal. See if they can go to the room with the lead. Regain it with a late goal.
Of course, that Montreal power play goal brought to you on a Royale Tiger Towel power play.
And we're not
the crowd still reacting to that.
Oh, absolutely. And Renata fast with that last shot. She's had some tough matchups tonight.
Mariah Keppel keeps it on her stick for Montreal. Final seconds. The middle frame, Laura Stacey. She'll play it hard to the end. An exciting game inside the Bell Center. Tied at 2 now. Montreal, Toronto. Shots on goal, certainly part of the story in the second period. Toronto really able to ramp up. They only had 8 through the first 20, now 23. But Montreal, you just give them a little bit of time. That's all they need.
Well, Montreal with all sorts of offensive opportunities. So now they're going to go to the dressing room. And the talk has got to be, we got to limit Toronto's chances, but keep pressing. We've had our chances. They got to start to fall.
Tied at 2. Crowd, home crowd, able to roar just before heading into the second intermission. That starts after the break.
All right, everybody. So let's look on. What I wanted to do was I wanted to go to this one here. And look at, this is the one.
Floppy pass, and it's an easy takeaway by Emily Brown to get the clear.
1:20 left in regulation, 35 seconds left on the Toronto power play. Nice move by Turnbull, her shot is wide. Frankel had to do a split to make sure that one went outside. Campbell thinking about going off the bench, and she does.
We are in the last minute here, coming up to the last minute of this exciting game between Toronto and Boston. If you can see on your screen here that Toronto is in a power play. 1 minute left. If Toronto gets this into overtime and goes to the shootout or wins in overtime, they've clinched a spot in the playoffs starting on May 8th. The Professional Women's Hockey League tonight, an exciting night. Montreal, Minnesota, as well as Toronto and Boston playing 3-2 in the Montreal-Boston game. I'm watching on the side here. I tried to bring both up, but didn't have any luck on that. So they're back to the face-off. Toronto has used up their timeouts. Minnesota-Montreal. Checking in with the Minnesota-Montreal game. Minnesota is winning 3-2 against Montreal at the same time. That game winding down. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the Minnesota-Montreal game. All right, so back to this exciting game here tonight between Boston and Montreal. Boston has to win. Really, they do. They don't have many more chances to make the playoff right now. They are.
And work my life away. Oh, I don't know how half a life too numb to realize there's a way out of this. Oh, I gotta get out of the city, man. It don't look so pretty. Locked up in this folksy months now. It's been raining non-stop now. My apartment is empty and my friends, they don't get me. And I got this anxiety and these thoughts that won't leave me. I wanna be free. I caught the 14 again, hood up my earbuds in. I lived this day before 1,000 times. But working for the weekend don't sit right with my spirit. I wanna make artful art feel human. Oh, I don't know how half a life too numb to realize there's a way out of this. Oh, I gotta get out of the city, man. It don't look so pretty. Locked up in this box for months now. It's been raining non-stop now. My apartment is empty and my so pretty, locked up in this box for months now. It's been raining non-stop now. And my apartment is empty, and my friends, they don't get me. And I got this anxiety and these thoughts that won't leave me. I wanna be, I wanna be, I wanna be, I wanna be, oh, free. I wanna be Are you free? Are you free? Are you free? Do you wanna be free with me? Are you free? Are you free? Are you free? Do you wanna be free with me? I know sometimes it seems like you got broken dreams. You try to keep them together, pull them never able to control. Put them back together, but maybe it's not meant to be. Looks like they lead the path I would conform and follow this route. White picket fence and work my life away. Oh, I don't know why we're half alive, too numb to realize there's a way out of this. Oh, I gotta get out of the city, man. It don't look so pretty, locked up in this box for months now. It's been raining non-stop now. My apartment is empty, and my friends, they don't get me. And I got this anxiety and these thoughts that won't leave me. I wanna be free. I caught the 14 again, hood up and earbuds in. I lived this day before 1,000 times. But working for the weekend don't sit right with my spirit. I wanna make art full heart feel human. Oh, I don't know why we're half alive, too numb to realize there's a way out of this. Oh, I gotta get out of the city, man. It don't look so pretty, locked up in this box for months now. It's been raining non-stop now. My apartment is empty, and my friends, they don't get me. And I got this anxiety and these thoughts that won't leave me. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Oh, baby, listen to me real close and don't turn away. We could be free of all this. We could run away, run away, run away. Are you down? Just tell me now. I'll pick you up in Chinatown. We'll drive the whole night long and I won't tell no one. Let's get real quiet. Can you hear it? It's calling you. There's something much bigger out there than what they taught us in public school. I know it seems crazy if we lean in, then maybe we'll see a new way. Find that freedom we're craving. Yeah.
We made it. People have a place to play. This is going to continue to grow, and it was really something special. And to do it with my best friend was pretty amazing. Like, we got to be on the ice together, and just being out there was awesome. You want to add to that?
Yeah, well, just standing on that blue line, like when the crowd was cheering, the lights were out, the bracelets were flashing, like I was thinking, thank goodness that Campbell is playing this game because I am unstable right now. Like this is overwhelming me in a way I did not expect, and go Campbell. Be great out there because this is just overwhelming.
But you did get a start. And it was in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And your mom was there.
Yeah.
And you saw her when you were playing. And I know the game didn't go maybe the way you wanted it to, but the moment did. That moment, what was that like?
Yeah, I had that game circled on my calendar. Obviously, being at home, like I had tons of friends from high school there supporting me, and just when Troy and Gina pulled me in and said, "Okay, you're going," I was like, little Erica would be so happy right now. This is where I grew up playing. My friends are here. I get to bring this to my hometown and play in front of all of my friends. Like I was just so excited.
Any regrets, you guys?
No. Maybe during the beep test.
Oh my God, yes, for sure during the beep test.
What have we done?
Why did we do this to ourselves?
Why did it get so hard?
Yeah, but now,
Other than that, we're great.
yeah,
Having a blast. Now, like this past week especially, I've been like, this has been one of the most incredible experiences of my life. Like I'm so glad like I kind of took the risk to come and do this, because I think I won't be able in the future years when people ask like you were part of that first year, and I won't be able to describe what it was like because it's just been so incredible. There's just something about it. The first couple of days we took pictures together
every day.
We're like,
Day
first
one,
day,
day two,
yeah.
training.
We're like, yay, we're here, we did it.
Okay, Beyond the Ice with Casey Campbell-Pascal.
Claire! Claire!
I feel like I have to try because I'm like -7. Corner retrieval. Okay, so let's actually, you know the Zegras move? So if I have it behind the net,
I tried that.
I know, I'm gonna pick it up like this though, and then I'm gonna flip it and
I'll tap it.
yeah, like if I have a breakaway, I'm gonna go behind the net. I thought you were gonna shoot it. I'm a passer too. So I don't expect if I'm gonna pass, I'm gonna go back.
My retinas right now are full.
Your retinas?
My eyes.
Like I'm gonna be making it deep. Your retinas.
No.
Michigan! I just flash screened you so hard, Soupy. Guys, the sun's away. You know something I need to do, not do on this mic?
What?
Sing along. Because I feel like I'm a singer to the music. How's your friendship bracelet? What's gonna happen when like mid-game they blow
Great banter, nice little banter.
for friendship bracelets beads on the ends? Yeah, Raj, #1 goal scorer.
Having a look here at the Boston-New York game coming up in half an hour. Hi, babe. Did you talk to Lori?
Pardon me?
Did you talk to Lori?
Nope, I just texted her though.
Okay.
Why?
Just thought I'd ask because she was looking for you. She's going to go to your mom's and meet you there before your 1:30 call.
She's meeting me here before my 1:30 call?
I think so. I don't know. She's going to call you. You should give her a call, babes. I know you've been busy.
I just texted her. I just saw like Larry, Tony, Addie, like all of these people. So I hope she's gonna come after my call because my call's literally in 20 minutes to get ready for us.
Yeah, I told her that.
How is the puppy yoga?
An assist by Marie-Philippe Poulin now ties her with Spooner, 21 points each, leading the league.
Well, aren't those team two going neck and neck? It looks like it's going to come down to the wire, but it's Toronto that starts things off right away. Ali Monroe finds the lane, puts this one in the net. Looks like it's her goal. Turns out Nurse got a stick on that, and ultimately will get credit for the goal. Toronto with a couple more chances, and Renee Desbiens, who got a little bit caught out of her net, had to a little bit of help from her defenders. And then Montreal right at the end of the period. Don't count this team out. That's twice they've done that this game. And Erin Ambrose, who's been absolutely on fire. That's her 5th point in 2 games. Of course, coming off a World Championship where she had 2 points in the gold medal game.
And now we're going to head down to the Montreal bench where our Signa Butler is standing by.
Corey, you couldn't have pictured a better end of that second period to that team after the break. How do you keep that momentum and keep Toronto on their heels?
Yeah, it felt like, the last 5 minutes of each period we had a really good push on, and that was the conversation in between periods was just, how can we continue that momentum, and we've got to start the way we finished.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Signa, with Montreal's head coach Corey Chevry, who yesterday did a lot of media, of course, ahead of this historic game inside the Bell Center, and talked about the fans being the seventh skater. And clearly that's really helped Montreal in these pushes toward the end of the periods.
Yeah, and she talked about how they have played in some of these other big games, and they got one in Minnesota, they got a big one in Toronto, and it was never their crowd, and so today it's their crowd.
Tied game as we meet center ice to start the third period inside the Bell Center. Fans on their feet, towels waving. Here we go. Aaron Ambrose, who scored that equalizer to close out the second period. Of course, the first touch here in the third. Now O'Neill has it. Looks to get the pass in front. That one pops up high. Poulin poised for that one. Turnbull, that'll draw a penalty. Campbell was on her way out of the net, but Toronto now with a chance on the player advantage.
Blair Turnbull, who's drawn a couple penalties in today's game by keeping her feet moving, and she's got a head of steam coming through the neutral zone, will draw this penalty, and Toronto's going to get an opportunity to go back to the power play. That stick just gets into her feet and takes her down, but again, it's just keeping her feet moving, and Laura Stacey isn't quite sure that she deserves that one, but nevertheless, she's going to go to the penalty box.
That is Laura Stacey's very first PWHL penalty, by the way.
Looks like a power play for Montreal. Montreal's got to show themselves here. It's time for them to go ahead and get this win and give 3 losses to Toronto in a row.
A lot of time on the ice. Poulin trying to pull that off the end boards. Malte keeps it in. Round they go fast. Has Nurse with her as well. Looking for some space. Nurse, patient.
Nurse, patient.
Front corner.
Player Nurse, patient.
Hard. Fast around. Toronto 0 for 2 on the power play in this game so far. Bach with some space, keeps it.
Looks like Bach might have had a chance to take that to the net on that quick transition.
Now Hannah Miller setting up. Turnbull far side. They're working around the outside here fast. Need to break through. Fast shoots. It's just wide. Malte looking for a little.
Tried to get it through a few players there for a screenshot. Back again to the front side. There's 7 players between this player and the net. Not a good chance of getting that in the net from that spot. We've got to get closer, people. We've got to get closer to score those goals. A big dump in from the very end, Montreal down to the Toronto end. Toronto goalie swoops it back to center ice. The Toronto player dumps it into the corner. The Montreal goalie picks it up, slides it around to the outside. On the blue line, Toronto player squares up with the power play. Deflected, a cross-ice pass, 43 from Montreal, chops at the puck, digging it out from the corner, and then back again to cover the last. 2 players on the ground right now. Let's see if we can put together a play. Toronto tries to get a hold, get control of the puck. Montreal kills this penalty really, really well. So back to even strength. Player should enter the scene. There's our Montreal player. 5-on-5 again. An even number. Toronto. Slipping through and a backhanded pass towards the net. Nothing. A backhand out front, that left side, vulnerable again for the Montreal goalie. Toronto squares up, unleashes a shot, gets deflected right away, not even past the first player. Another screenshot attempt by Toronto. You cannot just get close to the goalie. They're having trouble. Now Montreal up on the other side, swoops in and around past a player, but too far to take a shot. And something in the way of the face from number 7 in Toronto towards the face of number 7 in Toronto. Behind the net, whistle blown.
Coming. And that's Michaela Grant-Mentis. Once again, she's drawn a couple of penalties in this game, and she has been excellent for Montreal today to give their power play another opportunity. Draws the penalty, blocks a shot earlier on. You see she just gets clipped in the face on her way to the net.
I saw that when it happened. It was a clip to the face, totally uncalled for, unnecessary. That's the second penalty this player's drawn this game, so we'll keep an eye out and hopefully Toronto can stop them. Montreal can stop them.
The individual skill. Olivia Knowles with the cross check. So
referee switches out the players, drops the puck. Poulin clears the puck towards the Toronto end and around the boards to the very other end on Montreal, deep in the Montreal end. The Montreal curves around, starts to make the way up the ice.
2 games. Building up with the momentum from Worlds. We'll reset there.
Well, O'Neill jumped up, tried to scoop that one out of the air, and they got called for the hand pass. So this face-off will come outside and give Toronto an opportunity to reset and get some new penalty killers out onto the ice. Kristen O'Neill once again steps in to take this face-off. She's been effective in the dot today.
Poulin sends it around, has O'Neill near side. Catch up to it. Gets taken away by Natalie Spooner. Got Nurse with her. Sarah Nurse. Can't get the pass off. Erin Ambrose blocks. Takes it away, rather.
Ambrose with a good block, and then the patience to wait out the forecheck and take that puck behind the net.
So calm. That's to be expected from a player like Ambrose. Rock fighting for it. Not a fast, catches up. Toronto short-handed. Get some composure here on this power play.
Well, that was Katie Tabin who was the first in on the forecheck. She's one of your defenders, and so you need a little bit of a miscue in terms of who's going first.
Tabin, working it around, drawing the attention. Near corner. Out on the ice. Tabin up to the line, and Madison Bizzle. She'll play it back to Tabin. Toronto smothering on this penalty kill. Bizzle out to Dalton this time. She stopped short by Fast. Vasco gets there. Now LaRock. Smart play.
That's a great physical play that we saw down the boards by Renata Fast as well to break that play up and give their team the opportunity to get it down the ice once again.
And it's a good penalty kill for Toronto. Penalty box. Back to 5-on-5, but Sarah Bougeau chasing down. And that gives a chance. Campbell, what a save.
Well, Sarah Bougeau, who creates this opportunity, gets it out to Murphy, and she's already got 1 goal here today, and she's been good. Just defend that off, use her body to help shield the puck, give her the opportunity. It's that backhand pass out front, and Murphy comes in, gets down on 1 knee so she can get around that puck and get the shot off. Campbell with another save.
All right, face off to the left of the Toronto goal. Back to the Montreal forwards. Trying to set up a play. 14 minutes left in the second period here. PWHL, Montreal, Toronto. In Montreal at the Bell Center. Montreal Echo against the Toronto Torch. Montreal Echo, Toronto Torch. Around to the outside, the players look like they're mixing and mingling, doing their best to follow up with some clean plays here.
Solid. Take it out of the slot. LaFour. Now Jessie Comfer trying to stick handle her way clear.
Poulin on the back check, and that's one of the areas of the game where she is so good.
Think about Montreal having a bit of a slump just before the World Championship break. Of course, Poulin not in the 3 games prior to Worlds. Now such a big factor in these games. O'Neill, she gets the puck stripped. Sarah Nurse, though, looking for support.
Looked like O'Neill was looking for that toe drag and just couldn't quite bring the puck with her.
Malte, oh, that gets taken. Laura Stacey in front. O'Neill was there too. Turned aside.
We're not a fast jumping up ice, and this is a tough line to get caught up ice against.
Continued action here. Crowd not liking a hit on Stacey. No, not fast. Up to Sarah Nurse. She can't keep her stick on the puck. Montreal.
Well, same thing. I think Sarah Nurse was looking for the toe drag as well.
So many chances back and forth. Still a tie game. Less than 13 minutes left in the 3rd period inside the Bell Center.
Okay, we got some chats coming in. Okay, Guy Random, how the speed and skill level is great. I'm happy with our original 6 for now. Finally, my music. I was starting to go insane.
Maybe I need to be free, whatever flavor I wanna be. Maybe spicy, but I'll need to let it all go. Let my body blue where the wind goes. Maybe I'll be up there, soaring for the first time. Maybe I could sing you. Make your judgments known off my feathers, they're all.
Outdoor game.
I love how immediately you're looking at what's next, but isn't that the story of the PWHL all season, just building?
These fans are amazing in Montreal. Look at them rolling the towels. It's got to be a sellout crowd.
Scotiabank game between Toronto and Montreal, just over 19,000 fans, February 16th, but today, April 20th, 2024, etched in history.
On the courts before that, it was in Minnesota, and so there's been a bunch of records knocked off throughout the course of this season, this being the big one. This is tough to beat, though. I think this is the biggest barn in the NHL, so like I said, you're going to have to go outdoor if you want to break this record.
And congratulations to Montreal as well.
When you could see it with the fans throughout this course of the season at Verdun and at Laval, they've had huge crowds, passionate crowds, so you knew when they announced that the game was coming here that they'd be able to fill the arena.
Of course, a storied rivalry in Canadian hockey. Toronto, Montreal do not like one another. Right now we're in a tie game. In front of 21,000 plus fans. We've had a chance to stand up, cheer for Montreal, scoring their 2 goals at the end of each period coming into this one. Now Hannah Miller just going all the way around. Honor is Ambrose, though.
Good defensive play from Aaron Ambrose. That's that's the thing you forget sometimes when you look at some of these players that are so good offensively, is that they're good defensively as well. And take a look at the schedule that remains for this Montreal team. Of course, they're playing Toronto right here today. They've got New York, who's just clinging right now and hopes to try to battle into a playoff spot. Ottawa, who's been a tough competitor this season, and then Boston. Those are big games coming down the stretch. Even if these teams clinch, you look at New York and Boston and Ottawa trying to get that last playoff spot.
Callie Flanagan to it. There's Wednesday's game at Verdun will be the last regular season home game for Montreal. They close out on the road. It's the opposite for Toronto. Their final 2 games will be at home.
Allie Monroe with another good defensive play to make sure she takes the body on Kristen O'Neill.
Malte, Monroe, they go back and forth. Quick pass out, setting up Sarah Nurse. Shoots! Off the glove of Desbiens. She tried to go for that rebound. It's kept in by Connors. Malte. To get back at it. Toronto opportunistic in this game.
Well, that's just it. They have been, but doesn't this game give you the sense that it's going to be the last team that scores that's going to win? I don't think we're going to see a ton of offense in this last period as they are both trying to defend, make sure they get a point out of this.
Halfway through the third period, it's back and forth, kind of evening out in the last little while. Toronto, Montreal certainly effective and dangerous in their moments, that's for sure. So the game winds on, and they're back and forth. This is where the discipline really begins. A lot of these players will say that the game hasn't even begun until the last 10 minutes. So let's listen in.
Getting that playoff spot for Toronto, again, 1 point clinches a playoff spot for them. So you got to think that that's in the back of their minds as well.
Kogan feeds it out, far side. That's blocked. Sent behind Desbiens, just a little bit out of position there. Fast! Catches the pad, Maureen Murphy. Talk about the high IQ of these players. Toronto. Turnbull. Had Spooner down low too.
I think she wanted to hit Spooner driving the net and just couldn't get to her. Montreal did a nice job in front of the net to take that away.
Maureen Murphy with a solid forward pass to force it down in the Toronto end. Fast, loses it. Poulin now with a chance. She's got Stacy. Stacy shoots, blocked. LaRock took a Stacy shot. So close. Poulin again. Look to the captain, Stacy. Feeds it down. Kristen O'Neill. She's pushed off the puck. And in front, Katie Tabin now with a chance. Blocked by Turnbull. Back out to Montreal. Ambrose lets it fly. Back below. Fast. Gets her stick on it. Sustained pressure by Montreal, looking for their first lead of the game.
Toronto needs a change. Their defenders especially have been on the ice for a while.
Miller in the mix, neutral zone along with Spooner. They go off. O'Neill can't get that shot. Comfer, confident, finds Flanagan. Grant Mentis, a quick stick on it. Not quite cleared. Flanagan has Comfer with her. Tabin, solid for Montreal in this board battle, along with O'Neill. Caught up on Bougeot there. Comfer.
There's Grant Mentis once again stretching the zone out, looking to get in behind Toronto's defenders.
Flanagan will just throw it towards the net. Ambrose.
Boston, New York coming up any minute. 3 minutes to kickoff, I believe. Messrs. Pierre Goldpan will destroy the world. These guys in New York, we're looking at the stadium, we're looking at the commentators. We'll be flipping between these two games.
Confident. He gets hit in the neutral zone, and Olivia Knowles forced to send it around. Howard to Lorianne Rougeau. He gets it up. Malte. She'll drive the net right in front. She wanted to tuck it in. It's good push to Snyder. We're just non-stop action here. Clear Dalton for Montreal. Coming in close. Saved by Campbell. One-timer Bizal. It's just wide. Daou rushes to it. Turnbull. Listen, Bizal again though in the neutral zone. Clear Dalton. Toronto. Turnbull. She gets in close. No chance for the shot. That's stopped by Daou. Another shot towards the net, that time by Spooner. Got an assist in this game so far. Kristen O'Neill. And work it up to Stacey. Stacey has it. She shoots. It's wide. Another chance, O'Neill this time. Peugeot. We got Montreal on the board.
These players have got to be exhausted. They have been non-stop. It reminds me of soccer, actually. The consistent racing up and down. A shot on net by the Toronto player. Saved well by the Montreal goalie.
Inside the Bell Center, and you can feel the tension. 21,105 fans, a new world attendance record for women's hockey. Looking for the next goal.
Started, finger on trigger with aim on a target. I'm shooting my shot, yeah. It's right on the money, no discount, no.
Okay, we're gonna head over to the Montreal, Boston, New York game. This is gonna begin soon. They got the music going. This has got to start soon. 3:28 now, so they're getting this shortly. We'll check back when we feel like there's some action going. 100,000 subscribers, lots of likes. This is a hot topic. This PWHL. Still a commercial break here. Toronto, Montreal, third period. Score of 2-2. Exciting game and winding down. It may go into overtime. We could be flipping between two games here. And don't worry, you can trust us. See, this is where we come in as a unique selling point, is that we can offer you both games at once here. So we'll be flipping in between games. Let's see what's happening over Toronto, Montreal, ad break. We've got two going, so let's see. Maybe we'll put in some McLean music. Didn't happen, not sure why. There it is there. McLean on YouTube. Let's bring her down there and over maybe. And then sound for you guys. Oh yeah, it's a power play too.
Opportunity on this power play. Neither power play that's been overly successful tonight. We haven't seen a lot of good puck movement from them, but you don't want to give each of them too many chances.
Toronto.
So 1, 2, 3, 4
in this game
against 5.
But what a time to get the player advantage. And they'll take it fast to Bach. Bit of a change up. Another chance. Nurse in front. Malte was there.
Good job on Malte on the recovery as well of that puck.
Fast to Nurse. Back again. And Laura Stacey. She wants it.
Nurse is far too patient. Nurse, you're too patient. Less patience, Nurse. Take a shot, Nurse.
Stacey doing a great job at the top, making things very difficult for Renata Fast. She's going to...
The commentator keeps saying fast. I was confused about the speed of the play or the player's name, Fast. So Nurse and Fast.
Taking that too, that puck goes up and out of play.
Tied game, Toronto on the power play. Less than 6 minutes left in the third period inside the Bell Center. Quiet. Tense crowd, knows what's at stake. Of course, Poulin in the face-off circle.
Referee scolding the players, switches out players, drops the puck and off to the outside, to the inside. crossing the blue line, the center line. Montreal player crosses the blue line again up to the, I don't know what that is, and off to the side. And now we play heading in. Play unit defensive. Still a minute left. Still a minute left of this Toronto power play. They are not making it exciting.
Wouldn't that be something? Of course, their power play units have been humming for Montreal. They are on the penalty kill. Now Turnbull. He's trying to shake off David with a quick stick. Flanagan. Too hot for Scooter. Down. Boulier on her. Now LaRock with some space. Turnbull, quick touch. Flanagan back to LaRock. One time in the glove of Desbiens.
Nice job working that left side, Toronto. But that Montreal goalie's improved so much on her left side.
For a month, and so...
Watch this. Pressure on the left side again with Toronto. Looking for that left corner, but that goalie has her skate jammed up against the bar, the goalie post there, and a shot comes in and saved beautifully.
Gives a good advantage for the penalty kill here, and then O'Neill rushing up to it, and Montreal shorthanded. Gets the puck back in the zone, but it's just O'Neill working alone. The other three staying back along with Stacey.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that shorthanded goal and the penalty being killed.
Lost in the skates, Keppel. Final seconds here, and Sarah Bugeaud now out of the penalty box. Montreal.
4 minutes left. This is the time. This is the chance for Toronto Montreal to take a chance. Philadelphia, Boston.
Welcome to Jersey alongside Dave Starman. I'm Clay Matvick. It's great to have you with us. New York has 5 games left. Boston has 4 games remaining in the regular season. The top 4 teams make the playoffs. Right now, these two on the outside looking in. It is crunch time.
Well, you've got to play with desperation. You've got to play with urgency, but you've also got to understand puck management really matters here because every goal against could be the one that knocks you out. Boston won earlier this week, so they crawl within a regulation win of getting past Ottawa into the 4th spot. For New York, with 3 points per win, they've got a chance to climb back in right now.
Releases that one into the
looks like
the glass rather. And Brittany Howard
Boston,
with that
New York
shot.
game is,
This is a third line that can bring some offense, some speed as well.
Switch as soon as we
With
get a
that
chance,
still
we'll switch
tied
over to
at
that.
2, just over 3 minutes left in the third inside the Bell Center.
So let's take a good look here. We got a ad break.
Can a defenseman, she can succeed both on the right side and the left side, especially on her off side, getting pucks off the wall and making plays in the front of the net. High-end skill, great puck rusher, can distribute with the best of them.
New York has won 3 of the 4 meetings so far. Today is a must-have for both. Something's got to give. We drop the puck in Jersey next.
Since we first learned to skate, we have been captivated by the dream of owning the ice. Driven to conquer it with speed and skill, we use it to elevate the game. To spark new dreams, months, days, minutes, for all of us, and sometimes seconds. Time measures our dedication. When no one is watching, when it's dark and cold, with persistence, we keep going, again and again. Our legacy has been built on the cornerstones of passion and sacrifice. Heroes of yesterday, today and tomorrow, building together. Today we compete, united in spirit and intention. A new...
Jamie, thanks very much. Good luck today.
Great, thanks. Appreciate it.
Time for the game day rosters presented by Tim Hortons.
Couple of changes as Boston moves some players around, but that line with Mueller Tapani and Girard should be electric, and the addition of Adzija allows Tapani and Mueller to play together as they added an extra center. For New York, it's a lineup that you've seen a lot of before, and that top line with Woods, Carpenter, and Eldridge is going to be counted upon for some big goals. Keep an eye on Zandy Hart and Bourbonnais as that second defense pair. I thought Bourbonnais was outstanding in the women's worlds and the way she played and carried the puck.
Time now to toss it to Adam Hamway, our public address announcer for the ceremonial puck drop.
New Jersey and New York women's sports, with appearances in over 100 national team games, 3 World Cups, and the 2016 Olympics. Her toughness and leadership abilities were instrumental in Gotham FC's NWSL championship win last year. Renowned for her relentless work ethic and inspiration for young women in sports, she has left an indelible mark in the soccer community. Off the field, her dedication to community work and awareness have made her a beloved figure in New York and New Jersey. Her legacy extends beyond her on-field achievements, embodying the spirit, dedication, and resilience that defines great athletes. Here to drop the puck in support of PWHL, please welcome, along with her children, Gotham FC and U.S. Women's National Team legend, Ali Krieger. Joining Ali Krieger and her children at center ice is New York captain number 28, Micah Zandy Hart, and Boston captain number 21, Hillary Knight.
To the net, because it's been working out for you over the last 2 games very well.
Last 2 minutes of the Toronto-Montreal game. Boston and New York coming up next at 3:30. Until then, we'll be switching back and forth. Thanks for listening.
And tonight, another big matchup, Minnesota-Ottawa. Minnesota currently sitting second in the standings, but that could all change, of course, with the outcome of this game. Montreal has a big chance to go ahead. A timeout being called by Montreal. We think back to Thursday and what happened after a timeout was called there, and the great heads-up coaching by Corey Chevry.
Oh yeah, that coaching in Montreal won them the game last time, so it's fantastic. Good to listen to. Montreal taking an important timeout. Toronto takes advantage of the time as well. Coach Corey Ryan speaks to the players, whilst on the Montreal side, they seem to do the best to stay natural.
O'Neal so good with the puck retrieval as well. Corey Chevry knows that, understands that's why she likes her in those positions. Of course, getting such an opportunity on the power play with Teresa Vinisheva no longer on the Montreal roster.
Well, and you're right about that. She's a player that wants to learn. She's a sponge. Corey Chevry said she's been absolutely phenomenal in that regard. But on puck recovery, and that's huge, that as a power play, you lose the puck, you've got to get it back.
So O'Neal will be in the face-off circle. Toronto wins that one. And Natalie Spooner, flip it down, can't get it clear, tries again. Nurse. He'll dump it down.
Nurse, patient.
Time is winding down here in regulation.
1 minute left of the penalty, with another minute after that of full strength.
Montreal looking to break through. 6 more shots on goal than Toronto. Larocque still in the penalty box. Poulin, patient. Stacey setting up down low. She takes it. Now O'Neal. O'Neal looking for a lane. All types of space to move out on the ice. Poulin has it. Now Ambrose back. Ambrose. Stacey saved by Campbell. Just off the pad, but collected along the point. Back up, another chance right in front. Murphy was right there. Solid work by Toronto's penalty kill. Time is winding down. Final minute of play, and in front, what a stop by Allie Monroe. She's having a game on her birthday. 1 scoring chance on that back to even strength. Final minute in regulation.
Well, maybe that was the talk they had about the power.
Final minute in regulation. The players switch out. Fresh legs on the ice again. I mean, as fresh as they could be in the third period. We've got 39 seconds left. This game may go into overtime. We may be mixing and mingling between the Montreal-Toronto game and the Boston-New York game. Stick flayed away. The player doesn't seem to care. Reaching, doing their best to work with their legs to block, at least block the puck. The player should have received a stick back by now. Should have skated past the boards and picked up a stick. All right, playing without a stick here at its final seconds, 10 seconds, 9 seconds. A glove catch from the incredible, really great catch from the goalie, Toronto goalie Campbell.
On loose pucks. Montreal with a good chance in looking to hit that bumper position. They hit it once, weren't quite able to hit it the second time, trying to open that up.
Here's
and just some of those outside shots.
A wide shot, but still caught very well by Campbell. Face off to the right of the goalie in the Toronto zone. Across hatch, face drop, face off pass to the outside, to the inside, and then over to the middle. The Montreal players try to set up while Toronto.
Into overtime.
We're going to overtime.
Well, not a huge point for Toronto, right? They get that 1 point. That's what they need to clinch their playoff spot and then look to get 2 out of this game.
The best, of course, for Montreal. They want to get a win over Toronto. Of course they do, especially in front of 21,105 fans packed inside the Bell Center. Would be their first win over Toronto. But here's the thing, Toronto hasn't lost in extra time this season. They haven't played a ton of games that have needed it, but that's where they've been successful.
Take a look at what happened here this afternoon, and it was a lot of early goals and a lot of late goals, and it's Toronto that opens up the scoring on a goal that René Desbiens most likely wants back. Montreal comes back. Bugeaud at the end of the first period. It's those late goals that hurt, but Toronto gets one of their own early into the second period on a shot by Ali Monroe that's tipped by Sarah Nurse. Once again, end of the period. Montreal ties things up, and that is where we stand. Montreal, I thought for sure they were going to get a late one in the third period, given how this game has gone for them.
Let's not forget that Sarah Nurse goal that gave Toronto
played on Thursday. Felt it was probably their most complete game. Loved the transition. Loves the fact that they went north quickly, consistently, which is something that they have tried to build into their game.
Yeah, maybe the best 5-on-5 hockey they've played all season.
And what's interesting is, as I talked to Pelkey earlier this week from their team, and when we were chatting, we were talking about the skill level. She said, obviously, we have really, really good skill level on this team, and nobody will doubt.
Yeah, a rivalry at the bottom of the standings here. The 5th and 6th teams, Boston and New York, both need a win tonight. So no doubt a win is needed for both these teams. Getting started in New York City. Looks like a great crowd turned out for this one as well. I mean, from my viewpoint here, the lower fans full packed with a jubilant audience.
Center ice face-off pushed into the New York end. As both teams are still trying to feel each other out here in the early stages, not quite 2 minutes into the first period. Here's Brown back in the Boston end, and another whistle with 18:09 to play here in the first period. New York beat Boston 3-2 with 3 power play goals the first time around. Now a month-long break. Howie Draper hoping that what they did in that matchup can be replicated, except more 5-on-5 this time.
No question. And he talked about the 5-on-5 play, saying they generated a lot of chances versus Boston. Now it's a matter of taking those chances and putting them in the net. With the skill level that New York has through their top couple of lines, you take a look at players.
These players set up for their game. We'll glance back at the Toronto-Montreal and see what's happening there. That might be the winning goal.
Historic first season.
Well, and that certainly didn't take them long, just 13 seconds into this period, and Emma Maltais wins the board.
Toronto wins in Montreal, clinching a playoff spot. Congratulations, Toronto.
Really ruined the party for Montreal here with such a huge crowd, and the game that they wanted to win. Their crowd, their big crowd, the 5th game of the series, and the only opportunity they had to beat Toronto.
but best in the league, stays atop the standings now. And it's a 3-2 win in overtime.
And once again, there's Emma Malte along the board. She wins that battle, wins it back. It gets crossed. Renata fast.
All 3 goals on the left side for Toronto. Beautiful shot to finish the game. We'll move on. Right. Welcome to the second game of the day. Boston and New York, everybody. Boston and New York. Second game of the day. Toronto clinches their spot against Montreal. Montreal almost came back. They tied, but early in overtime.
Oh, she was so good against Canada.
Backhand centering pass. There's a shot for Rattray.
Early in overtime, Toronto beats Montreal, and we're off to New York City. Let's get into this game here.
She gets scoring chances. She is one of those players that understands how to find soft ice in good spots near the net to score a goal. She's 47 and white, just got banged up a little bit in the neutral zone.
3 World Championship gold medals now with Team Canada. And there's a glove save from a long shot from Shelton.
47-year-old player. Not sure what player is 47, but I mean, that's amazing. 47 years old and playing professional hockey. Don't know how common that is.
A lot of little things well, and to me, her athleticism powers the game. Smaller goalie who has learned how to play big by staying on her feet a lot longer than most goalies who default going down low.
And she's had such a great career in college at Northeastern. On the 2021 Patty Kazmaier Award. Backhand, shot on, steered out of there by Schroeder. As Taylor Girard made a bid. Side of the net. She was the top draft pick of the PHF a couple of years ago. Hasn't been a great year for Girard, but she's got the scoring touch at times.
She really does. And the thing that I like about her game, she has a nice ability to skate herself into good spots, but not overdo it. Like, she doesn't hold the puck too long, gets herself in a good opportunity, good area, takes her ice, and then can either move a puck to a teammate or move a puck to the front of the net to create scoring opportunities.
Sydney Morin, Minnetonka, Minnesota native, trying to clear the zone here for Boston. She'll swing back behind her own net. On the backhand, tried to clear, knocked down there by Downey Landry, who has 5 goals this year against Boston. She's been on fire against this team this year. Jade Downey Landry. Acosta from the corner, tries to center. Got it in behind for Shirley. Sophie Shirley turns, fires, and it's deflected up over the top of the cage. Sophie Shirley scored a goal against New York in the last meeting. She's buzzing here on this shift. Still has it. Shirley high in the slot, controls, wrist shot, hit a body in front. And now it's skated free. Shirley with a good shift here.
A big block shot by Baker. Baker just went to the bench in some obvious pain, but any coach will take that black and blue badge of courage when a player steps in front and stops something point blank.
Yeah, it's not easy to step in front of those shots.
No.
Getting some speed here is Pelkey.
Even with goalie equipment on, I didn't like doing it so much.
And now Megan Keller, the assistant captain for Boston, number 5 in white. She'll play it down into the corner. For Gigi Marvin, the 37-year-old, stapled up against the wall by Eldridge. Puck comes loose in behind the net. 14.5 to go, opening period, still no score. A game up at the Bell Center in Canada between Toronto and Montreal, tied at 2 late in that hockey game.
Those are 2 really good teams that have played some great games in front of some humongous crowds this season.
Again, all 6 teams in action today. Coming up later tonight, Minnesota and Ottawa. The top 4 teams making the playoffs. That's going to start on May the 8th. And the first place team will get to pick its semifinal opponent.
How cool is that, by the way?
Best of 5. And yeah, there's so much on the line here late. And the number 1 team will get to pick who they play.
And we were joking about this on a previous broadcast. If you're the number 1 seed, sometimes you're better off picking the 3, because if you say we want to play the 4, that might provide a little fodder, right?
Yeah.
So all right, we'll take the 3 seed instead.
Here's Norcross trying to set up in behind the net for New York. She'll hand off on the far wing. Cross-ice pass for Shelton. Ellis Shelton, good stick handling move to get around the defender. And now turned over in behind, and Morin will go to work. Sydney Morin.
Shelton of New York, Keller of Boston, very similar players. They're both left shot defensemen who can play the right side. You saw Keller do it before. She's 5 and white. Shelton can do it for New York. And there was a great article in The Athletic recently about where are all the great right-handed defensemen. And in this league, when you look around the league, there are some good right-handed defensemen, but two of the lefties that play the right side because of the abundance of lefties and do it well, Keller and Shelton.
So many talented players in this league. Year one of the PWHL, which is in its final push for the playoffs. That puck goes airborne. Frankel will leave it in behind the cage. Here's Rattray now trying to scoop it up out of the zone. It's poked back in by Alex Carpenter. Carpenter, third in the league with 19 points. Named the best forward at the World Championship. 6 goals and 10 points for the great Alex Carpenter.
She was so good. Shift after I don't think she took a shift off the entire tournament. Whether it was against a strong team, whether against an average team, didn't matter. She played every shift like it was going to be her last, and it showed.
And she's one of those stars that needs to get hot here down the stretch and lead New York to the postseason. If they're going to get it done in the final 5 games, you got to believe that Alex Carpenter is going to lead the way. And this puck goes up off the glass here on the near wing side. Played to the line. Mueller's going to dump it in behind the net. Schroeder out from behind the pipes to play that puck. And now here comes New York back through center. Taking it wide. That is Shelton. Hammered off the puck. Bouncing puck in the circle. And now turned over to DiGirolamo.
Keep your eye on New York and their entries. They analytically are doing very well on the percentage of successful entries while carrying the puck into the offensive zone, resulting in chances.
Tapani to Shirley got a shot on through a screen, and it's saved by Schroeder. Boy, that happened fast. And now back the other way. Here's New York. That shot blocked and now deflected up off a stick into the protective mesh as Alexandra LaBelle came down on a fast rush. 11:52 to go in the opening period.
Tapani picking up where she left off in the Women's Worlds, and a bronze medal for Finland. No score in New Jersey.
The PWHL is brought to you by Canadian Tire, Canada's store, and proud founding partner of the PWHL. Boston nothing, New York nothing. Prudential Center here in Newark, New Jersey. Ottawa currently holding the final playoff spot. They host Minnesota tonight. Ottawa will host Boston on Wednesday, then go to New York next Tuesday, April 30th. Some big games coming down the stretch here in the PWHL today.
And the beauty of it is every one of them will affect who plays whom and who keeps playing.
Fluttering shot from the point, knocked down in front. Eldridge, good pass out to the point. This is Bourbonnais. Gets it across. And now Brown will drive it to the point and finally gets it to the line, but not out. Here's Bourbonnais holding it in for New York.
Great hold, good early engagement. Saw the number on the back of her opponent's sweater. Knew she could jump up and hold a puck in. It's kind of like a baseball term. It was like getting an extra out.
Here's Costa to center. Broken up. Coming back in the other way. Saulnier looking to center and does, but it missed the intended target. Couple of bodies in front that were neutralized.
New York is really moving now. Part of it's been what we just talked about a second ago. Good on the entries, good possession, and they are tracking back well too, so shortening the rink.
Rock tries to center there, and that one's tipped. Now Saulnier throws it out in front of the blue paint again. Here's Baker on a backhand as New York is buzzing on this shift.
Baker back.
Cycle it back in.
Yeah, Baker back in action too. She's the one who blocked that shot in the offensive zone.
Shot goes wide. Alexandra LaBelle. And now another drive hit a body in front. Good shift here for New York. Carrying back in. Downey Landry. And now we'll get a whistle with 9:55 to go. Boy, New York has come alive.
Downey Landry had a great game against Boston the last time these two teams played. Picks it up where she left off, and where New York has been really, really good and been able to generate some chances because of how well they are entering the zone. They've got possession, they're filling lanes, they've got layers coming in from behind. They're using the width of the rink to set up chances to the outside, and if you can drive deep and use the width of the rink, you get all eyeballs and toe caps facing you, which means you got all the players behind the play getting themselves in a good open position with sticks down.
Number 16 for New York, Alexa Grusho on a 10-day standard player agreement. In her first game with New York in a while. No Chloe Arard for New York at the Pool B Worlds. So Grusho has been added for New York with 9.5 to go here in the opening period. Boston trying to set up. Gerard looking to get it in front. Tied up on that wall. It's going to roll into the near corner. And now New York is going to shovel it back out to center, bouncing puck at the checkered line, and driving it in is Savannah Norcross, the former Golden Gopher.
You had to get the Minnesota Golden Gopher thing in, right?
To get it in. And now this is going to be an icing call with 8:59 to go in the first.
Boston, New York, both driving towards that fourth playoff spot. But remember, if you don't make the playoffs, you're playing for the #1 pick in each round in the next draft. And the amount of points that you acquire once eliminated will determine where you pick in those rounds. So there's no tanking to finish last to get first.
Yeah, they call it the gold plan.
I like the ingenuity from the PWHL and a lot of these nuances that they have added to both the playoff scenario and then who gets the first pick by earning it, not falling apart to get it.
There's going to be a lot of attention on this draft coming up in June, going into year 2 of the league.
And certainly in looking at...
Still no score, it looks like. No score here, okay, no score, Boston, New York.
Canada's roster.
Any news on the...
world. We had a chance to see some really...
Great to hear some news about the attendance here in New York, New Jersey. I guess New Jersey, that sounds pretty good. Okay, back on track with the game here. Let's keep moving through the process. The people need us.
Really solid. Other teams are starting to win national championships other than Minnesota and Wisconsin exclusively. It's been great to see.
Toronto beating Montreal in overtime 3-2. That is gone final at the Bell Center.
That must have been an exciting finish. Like I said, those two teams have played some classic games, and they have played in front of some big crowds.
We'll have a recap in our first intermission as that one is sent wide and high by Rattray. And now Eldridge will be the puck carrier here for New York as they come in onside. Long shot, blocker save Frankel. And the rebound cleared quickly by Boston. And now Rock takes over here for New York as they continue to carry the play here in the first period. Still no score.
They're doing a lot of little things well. When they deposit pucks in behind the Boston D, they're putting them in good spots where the goalie can't get to them and they can establish a forecheck. They're winning some of those 50-50s below the goal line. They're setting picks on the rush so that they can create some space and some lanes. New York with a really good fundamental first period.
Lexia Gia takes it in, number 8 for Boston, 4th game with the team since the deal with Ottawa right before the trade deadline. We're talking to Courtney Kessel before the game. The kind of forward they were looking to make a deal to get.
Well, now you can put Muller and Tapani together on the same line to increase scoring, because you can use Agia to play center. You don't need Tapani and Mueller to both play center also.
Costa to Agia. Speak of the devil, as that one is blocked and flutters over the top of the net harmlessly.
We're now in the New York game.
And her first point in a Boston uniform against New York right before the break. She had an assist on a goal. As we go under 7 minutes to play here in the opening period.
Another good deposit below the goal line where New York's able to get a couple of touches on it. They may not get a chance out of that.
We are watching the Boston-New York City game. They're in New Jersey. And the game is happening. It's live. We just finished the Toronto-Montreal game. They won 4-3. Right here you can see this the OBS screen. So this is my studio. This is what's actually happening on this side. That side is my prep screen. They're both the same. See internet reaction. So this is our internet reaction scene, and these are the sources. So all these boxes. This is the prep for this. This is what the audience is seeing. You see I'm streaming. Yeah. Streaming here. I've got my audio off on my game right now to tell you about this. But yeah, that's what's happening here, buddy. Cool. It's pretty exciting. That's on Facebook, and that's so I can see what's happening on Facebook over there. And that's you right there. And that's it. So basically, I got McLean's music in here. I got other stuff, and it's quite fun. But what I don't know how to do is how to mute my microphone. So I'm still working on that.
Maybe there's a mute on the thing. Maybe there's a mute on the
No, there isn't. No, I wish there was. I would have loved to have seen that. Back to the game.
Alright,
you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Enjoy my weekend.
Good, me too, man. I feel blessed. Very grateful here. Very grateful in Niagara Falls for a chance to spend this time to warm the lonely. Online, we're commentating on the PWHL Ice Time Earned. I'm going to ask about that mission statement. Any of my listeners can get me in to have an interview with anyone from PWHL. I have left messages. I'm hoping to connect with them online so that I could ask some of these pertinent questions from a fan's perspective. This show you're watching now, this live to social medias, is presented to you by me from my studio here in Niagara Falls. So let's get back to the action.
Do you like the flow of your team, or do you still think that there's some rust to shake off?
Yeah, I think we got some rusty legs to shake off here for sure. I don't think this is what we brought in our game against Toronto on Wednesday, so we got to turn this around real quick.
Does it start with just getting pucks in deep so you can establish a forecheck and get some waves going?
Yeah, exactly, and we haven't done that, so I think we got to stick to our game plan and keep it simple.
Thanks, Courtney. Good luck the rest of the way.
Courtney.
Dave, you mentioned, of course, coming off the gold medal win with Team Canada as an assistant coach. She was the associate head coach at Boston University before taking this opportunity. Comes from a great hockey family.
She really does. A couple of brothers-in-law her brother-in-law and Phil Kessel, who's had quite the NHL career. Her husband is Blake Kessel, who played on a World Junior team for the United States and was a star at the University of New Hampshire. Really gifted offensive defenseman.
Sister-in-law Amanda, also a great player. 6:15 to go here, period number 1. Boston nothing, New York nothing.
So when she showed up for the family party with skates,
here comes Carpenter, wrist shot, save Frankel. That's what Alex Carpenter can do, create so quick.
Beautiful save, and the goalie right back up on their feet again.
2015 Patty Kaz winner at Boston College. Playing against this Boston team today as we go under 6 minutes here in the period.
And I think Emma Woods, 67 in teal, does wonders on her line because Woods has such great speed. She really opens up a lot of space for a player like Carpenter.
Woods got it ahead, and they tried to spring Eldridge out of her reach, so Frankel climbs out of the net to play it. And she's not afraid to do that. They get it to the blue line. It goes out. Now here comes Rattray. She'll send it across. Here's a long shot, and the stop made as Schroeder shuts down Hillary Knight. Still nothing on the board here in Jersey.
Let's sort this out, okay? Boston's in the white. New York in the teal. Okay? Boston white, New York teal.
Heroes of yesterday, today and tomorrow, building together. Today we compete. A new era of trailblazers, under lights shining bright. We are here to show what is possible. We are here to spark new dreams. We are here for all of us. Ice time earned.
Another ad break for the PWHL. They got to make their money too, I guess, for sure. Makes sense. So thanks for listening. We're going to look in on some of this PWHL action and information so we can learn a little bit more about the league. Back to the game. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening.
First, Boston nothing, New York nothing. We were talking about Hillary Knight right before the commercial break. The Boston captain, now the most decorated player in Women's World Championship history. 14 medals since 2007.
So good in the Women's World Championship. She can still score. The strength of the league, and talking to her coach, has skewered what usually are really good offensive stats. But when you watched her playing for Team USA, you realize that she still has not only the hockey IQ, but the release and the competitiveness to be an elite level scorer.
She controls that puck off the draw and sets up Fratkin at the point. Her shot whistles wide. Now here's Rattray from the corner. She'll cycle it back. DiGirolamo circles, gets it off for Knight, top of the circle, through a screen, sent it wide of the near post. Now Fratkin will push it in behind. Here's Hillary again, pulls up on the near wing side. Doing her work. Now to DiGirolamo, who takes a bump from Peyton Levis. They go down in a heat, no whistle. Again, the physical play in the PWHL this year has been something that has been a constant discussion point, and teams continue to adjust even late here in the year as that puck gets out of play.
No question, it was a great job by Levis to take out DiGirolamo. Was always a constant dive down. New York once again gets into transition coming up ice. They go north quick, they fill the lanes. Who tracks back to make a really good defensive play, get a stick in front of a puck? Hillary Knight, who just had a really good offensive shift. We just talked about her a moment ago. She was real good at the point, dove down low, got a chance, and then, like I said, tracked all the way back and breaks up a play against a faceoff.
Boston coming off a win Thursday night, snapping a 2-game losing streak. Their first regulation win since February 25th. Regulation wins, as you alluded to, Dave, so big. That's 3 points, and especially for these two who are on the outside of the playoff picture right now. Back to the blue line. New York holds it in, fires it in behind the Boston cage. Now here on the near wing side, Taylor Wenskowski, the New England native, had it at center, now driven back in by New York with 4 minutes to go in the period. Rink-wide pass picked off at the logo at center by Carpenter. And now sent in by LaBelle.
Always nice to see Carpenter skating by the New Jersey Devils logo, being that her dad both played and was an assistant coach in the franchise.
Trying to get a one-time off there was Woods, couldn't do it. Intercepted, Boston breaks out the other way. Costa trying to get it ahead for Agia, and it was in her skates, and that play just failed to clip.
Defense by New York at the line, good gaps, tracking back well. The one thing that New York has done fairly well this year is defended through the neutral zone. They've been pretty tight and allowed their D to step up, and their defense have some mobility and have some hostility to them, and it's been a nice part of their team. Hostile, mobile, and agile. 3 real big keys for being a successful defender in the PWHL, a successful defenseman on the other side, the men's side.
Rock trying to muscle it out of the zone, held in by Boston. Mueller played it off to the far wing. Girard. And her pass picked off. New York clears it, but then hammered right back in by Emily Brown, the Blaine, Minnesota native. Played 5 years at the University of Minnesota. Now Saulnier driven off the puck nicely on the back check by Boston.
Kind of like know your gophers with Clay Matvick.
It's a lot of Minnesota natives out here. There's a one-time right out in front. The save by Frankel as she shut down Abby Rock right on the doorstep. And now DiGirolamo is mixing it up. I believe that's with Baker.
New York with another really good opportunity, and it comes from below the goal line. Quick pass out, and Saulnier, who's just been terrific in these situations this year. She's gritty, gets her teeth into it, and every shift splits the D, gets her stick down. Good heavy lift from behind the net to get that puck out in front by Levis, who's been real good early here for New York.
Boy, as good as Peyton Levis has been in her career, both in college and so far in the PWHL, still looking for her first goal this year as a pro, as this one's going to be iced with 2:07 to go. Canadian Tire, proud founding partner of the PWHL, Canadian Tire Canada store, here to make life in Canada better.
Just buzzing around with a couple of the coaches around the league. An interesting concept came up, and that is a lot of the younger players that came into the league, being first-year pro and an elevated pro league, played a little bit more afraid to get scored on than trying to score. So some of these players that have had real good offensive proficiency at the NCAA level, just trying to establish themselves as everydayers at this level, and the points have gone down a little.
New York out shooting Boston 5-4 so far. There's Keller at center. Hand off for Knight. We'll slide it in and around. And now Brown pinching down from the near point. On the circle. Battle for it. Played back to Agia. Agia. Off for Keller. This is Megan Keller. Long drive, missed the net. Flip back out to center. Boston will regroup at their own blue line.
Clay, when Brown and Keller play together at the point, those are two really composed, smart defenders.
There's a one-timer for Mueller. Off the shoulder of Schroeder. Pretty good look for Alina, the dynamic young star from Switzerland.
And look at the defense pair. So you got the two defensemen who can really create. You got the big line out there with a lot of speed and creativity. And that 5-player unit creates a chance.
Now 3-on-2, down low, knocked away. You have Carpenter lurking on the near wing. That's always dangerous for the opponent. And now Boston able to clear it. Played ahead of the blue line for Mueller. She's knocked off the puck. Alina, the first-round pick, number 3 overall in the draft last fall. She's on the Swiss national team at the tender age of 15.
You remember 15?
Not really. I wasn't doing anything significant at that point, I can tell you that much. Final 24 seconds of the period. Loose in the circle. Trying to get it on is New York. Here's Pelkey now working it back for Boston. Intercepted at center. Russo got it back in. 10 seconds to play in the first. Hannah Brandt will get it up on the dasher to the line, not out. Bourbonnais, wrist shot blocked by Hillary Knight.
Pretty quiet first period, Boston, New York. We'll see what they got going on for the intermission.
It felt like New York was carrying the play as things get a little frisky here after the horn. But, you know, Boston did show signs there late in the period, getting out in front of the net with some scoring opportunities of their own.
I thought New York dictated the period. I thought Boston managed the period. And we'll see where this trends into period number 2. But for New York, and once they get off to a quick start, I think they did it. You heard Courtney Kessel talk about Boston needing to establish a little more forecheck and a little bit more offensive zone possession time, which they did later.
First intermission from the Prudential Center here in New Jersey coming up. Boston nothing, New York nothing. A critical game for both in year number 1 in the PWHL.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, I guess it's some kind of a commercial break. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. Lots of questions, more questions than answered, and then questioned again, filtering through information to get my head around this PWHL. I'm enjoying the game. I really am. The skill involved in keeping this puck moving and keeping their bodies moving, being in positions where they can pick up the puck and retrieve a pass and score a goal. Very, very difficult. So kudos to the coaches, to the players, to the administration, to the ushers, security guards, laymen, and alert listeners. That puck can be pretty hard, so we wouldn't want to get a puck to the head in the stand. So safety first, everyone outside. Enjoying the game. First game done. Second game now, Boston, Montreal, and Boston, New York, and they're both in the bottom. Like, these are the 4th and 5th teams, so they're fighting for a spot. They're both really must win this game with not too many more chances after this, with the season winding down through May, and of course lots of good action happening here. So let's see what we can do to be creative. I'd love to bring some of McLean's music in here right now, or James's music. I'm just a little confused on how to do that. So a little review. 6 teams, the 6 teams: Minnesota, Montreal, New York, Ottawa, Toronto, and Boston. 6 teams in a long-time rivalry. Some of these teams, I mean, are the original 6, so to speak, close by. Anyways, great announcers. No team is eliminated mathematically until April 24th. So keep that in mind, all right? So let's see what else is going on out here in the world. We kind of got ourselves zeroed into something because I got nervous. I got scared. I got scared that I would lose this, but we've got a commercial break, so I think I'll take a chance and see what else I can find here. I'm not sure. Oh, F11. Okay, F11. There we go. Full screen. I don't know what that means. Anyways, we'll read some comments maybe.
I want it now and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now and I ain't never gonna back down. I am no regular citizen. Nope. Do you understand what you're witnessing? You cannot tell what the difference is. I want it all and I'm winning it. I do not care about opinions. Time to make a few decisions so I can take a position. I'ma go get it, I'm punching and kicking. I keep on moving it out for me. Just do it and stop what I'm talking to. I'm not expressing no modesty. I can't see nobody stopping me. If there's a problem, I gotta solve it. Straight to the top, I can't see myself falling. I gotta grab it, there's no time for stalling. Number one stunner, don't have the option. Now I'm fired up. I'm sorry, brother, your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. I came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up.
Back here in New Jersey, no score after 1. Sydney Morin is downstairs on headset for Team Boston. And Sydney, your thoughts on that first period?
Yeah, I think from our side, we need to just have a little bit more urgency. I think we gave them a couple good looks, grade A chances in the slot, so we got to tighten that up and spend a little bit more time in their zone next period.
As you know, there's obviously difference between urgency and desperation. The leadership core, how do you go about explaining it to some of the younger players so they're not gripping their sticks too tight in a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we really have nothing to lose at this point in our season. We need to play a little bit more free, obviously with urgency, like I said, and really just get more pucks on net because that's how we're going to score at the end of the day.
You've got defenders who can really go. I'm assuming that they're going to be flying periods 2 and 3, creating some chances.
Yeah, hopefully. We got a lot of offensive D looking to score. Megan Keller obviously leads the way back here, and we're going to be looking to her to probably put one in the net here.
Well, Thursday night was Pride Night in Boston, and Boston's Jamie Lee Ratroy wore this one-of-a-kind jacket on her way into the building for the game. The jacket was auctioned off during the game, with all proceeds going to Sport a Rainbow. PWHL Special Advisor and three-time Olympian Cassie Campbell-Pascal recently spoke with Jamie Lee in part 1 of Beyond the Ice.
All right, let's make it official. It's not Jamie Lee, it's just Ratty. I'm calling you Ratty for this whole interview. You're good with that?
Yeah, like old pals, we're good.
Like, does anyone call you Jamie Lee ever?
Not really, just my mom. Like, she, every single time, like before the game, she goes, have a good, or play your best and have fun, Jamie Lee. It's always Jamie Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that is my name, so fair, but in the hockey world, very rarely do I get Jamie Lee. It's always Ratty.
Okay, so Ratty.
Yeah.
Let's go right back, right into the Augusto, the draft. And the story was the Ottawa girls going to go back to Ottawa, and then all of a sudden Boston picks your name. Take us through that. What did that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone was kind of going through a world of emotions that day. And to be honest, like, I was going into the day with no expectation. Obviously, going home would have been really special, and playing in Ottawa, and they've got a great fan base there. But I think when Boston called my name, I was super excited. I think, you know, I had a connection with Courtney Kessel, or Birch as I call her, back. We played in the CWHL days, so we had that connection. But just after talking to Danielle right away, I knew I was where I was supposed to be. The cool thing is, you know, 10 years out of college, I've been living in Toronto for 10 years, and I had a brand new adventure in a new city, which was really cool and a little bit scary, I think, at first, but I think after I was really embracing it, and we've got such a great crew there, and I've loved every second of it.
So you did go back home to play, and you scored in Ottawa, and I watched that game, and your celebration explained a lot of things. Yeah. What did it explain to you?
I think, first of all, monkey off the back. I think I'd, you know, gone a couple games without a goal, and I think as a player you just want to get the first one out of the way. But I think obviously scoring at home, your first goal ever as a pro, I think you can't really make that up. I think that's so cool, and all the girls were making fun of me because I screamed so loud. But I think the cool thing is too is that building is so awesome to play in. It's so loud, but I think the cool thing as a visitor is you get to kind of shut it up, right? Like, you get to quiet it down, and I think that was kind of cool for me. And yeah, I mean, being home, it was special. I think that building, I used to go all the time and with my dad and watch the 67s play, and it's got so much character to it. So overall, it was such a cool trip home, and it's always fun to score a goal too.
So Susanna Toppany, who actually is on the phone behind us here, and your team was part of the first trade. You and her play the first, 5 or 6 games with each other. You know, what's the impact that she's had on your group?
She's been amazing. I think she brings a wealth of experience, right? She's, you know, been to 3 Olympic Games with Team Finland. She's played at the highest level for a long time, and I think too, like, it's hard. Like, no one's ever been through a trade before, right? Whether you're getting traded or if you're on the team or anything like that. So I think it was important for us as a team to try to welcome them as much as we could, and she has been a huge impact to us. She's good everywhere. She's one of our, you know, she wins every single face-off, it seems. But she's super smart, and I think that's been a really big boost for our team. And, you know, I hope they feel at home in Boston. I'm sure it wasn't an easy ride for her and Abby, so we're really happy to have her.
Part 2 of the interview with Jamie Lee Rattray with Cassie Campbell-Pascal coming up in our second intermissions. No score, first intermission here in Newark.
Hillary, first of all, that was easy decision. I mean, the suspense of the vote was not really complicated. Gold medal in Brampton, 3 goals in the final, and outside of that, a lot of activity on the ice and outside the ice, because that team, that was an important year for you. Congratulations, and
thank you.
Receive this award.
Thank you very much.
Take it.
Yeah.
In Denmark in 2022, we set the points record, and after that game, Kendall said she's not getting older, she's getting better. After 17 years, what's the secret?
Secret is showing up to the rink every day, wanting and willing to have fun and get better. It's pretty simple. You fall in love with the game, and you can't forget why you fell in love with the game.
When you look back over 6 or 8 months, are you surprised at what has developed and how successful it's been?
Not surprised, because we always knew how good we were and where we wanted to be and what our vision was, but I think it's sort of a magical, surreal moment when everything comes full circle and aligns exactly how you wanted it to. And so we're fortunate and extremely encouraged where women's hockey is right now and where it's going to go, and that we have a place to play at the professional level, and we still have awesome championships to go out there and fend for, and it's a beautiful game that we'd love to share with many girls that are growing up, and excited that people finally have a place to play at all levels.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We're in between periods right now, setting up some questions. Any chance I get a chance to talk to these guys, I will. I'm not sure about the commentators. Really hung up on the commentators. I want to hear their names.
Back here
I
in
want
Newark,
to hear
the Prudential
these
Center
commentators
hosting a
speak out loud. These two
PWHL
guys
event for the
today,
first
great.
time.
Dave Starman and Clay
Boston nothing,
Matvick.
New
Take over
York
the
nothing
broadcast.
after the first 20 minutes. Alongside Dave Starman, I'm Clay Matvick. And let's recap Thursday's game between Minnesota and Montreal. You talk about a heartbreaker for Minnesota, trying to get into the top 2 spots in the PWHL standings, and they blew a lead. They blew a lead late.
And Kenny Clay, the head coach of Minnesota, really liked the way his team was playing going into the break, and they ran into Montreal, who's just been really consistent through large chunks of the year. This is a really interesting game. When you watch bits and chunks of this game, the pace was great, the flow was great, but when you watch a lot of these goals that get scored, a lot of them were on first shots. Now, the PWHL has shown that a good chunk of goals get scored in tight on rebounds. This was one of those rare games where you got a lot of really nice goals all scored on first shots. A lot of skill on display. Grace Zumwinkle in this game was really good for large chunks of it. Minnesota created a lot of really good offensive opportunities. They were pesky around on the net, but Clay, as you mentioned, blew a lead, which could hurt them as they move forward.
Yeah, Kristen O'Neill was the star in the third period as Minnesota tied the game at 3. And then Kristen O'Neill.
Another player out of great World Championships. And Laura Stacey's another one of those players from Montreal who has just been outstanding.
Here's the game winner from O'Neill, her second power play goal of the night with 46 seconds remaining to give Montreal the 4-3 win. And you can see, Montreal carried the play, 37 shots on goal. Minnesota took way too many penalties. And Montreal involved in another big one today. In fact, in front of a world record-setting crowd. Let's get a recap.
History made in Montreal Saturday afternoon. 21,105 fans packed inside Bell Center, the largest NHL arena, for a matchup between Montreal and Toronto with big-time playoff implications. Both chasing #1 spot. Toronto coming in atop the league. The emotions, of course, really strong, being felt early on. Marie-Philippe Poulin, but then it was all back to the game at hand.
Well, it started off all Toronto. They were the ones that got on the board first. Blair Turnbull with the shot. Natalie Spooner with the wraparound attempt. Blair Turnbull ultimately with the goal beats Anne-Renee Desbiens. It takes Montreal till late in the first period to get on the board and even things up. It's Sarah Bougeot. Beautiful toe drag, gets to the middle of the ice, and she puts that one in the back of the net to tie it up. They go to intermission, tied. But once again, it's Toronto early in the second frame, and Sarah Nurse, and she had herself a game. She tips this one in on a shot from Allie Monroe. What a beautiful shot. She gets that one through. That one got reviewed. Ultimately, they say yes. But it's Erin Ambrose, once again, that ties things up late in the frame. And Erin Ambrose, who has been hot as of late, 5 points in the last 2 games. But it's all Toronto in the overtime, and this one ends quickly on a goal by Sarah Nurse.
With that, Toronto stays perfect in the season series against Montreal. They have 5 wins against them, have yet to lose in overtime heading into Saturday's game. And now these two teams, well, they look ahead to potentially meeting in the playoffs.
All right, thanks. And now you see the updated standings. Toronto, the first team in the PWHL, Dave, to clinch a playoff spot in front of 21,105 today at the Bell Center, 3-2 in overtime. And here are the updated standings. You see Boston and New York right now on the outside looking in, and that's why this game is so important.
No question. So you see how important that loss was for Minnesota the other night. And with Boston hanging tight, regulation win for them, pushes them over Ottawa, and obviously, as we have discussed, every game matters.
We're going to drop the puck on the second period here in Newark when we come back.
Dear Hockey. Dear Hockey. Dear Hockey. Today I would like to share my love, my gratitude, and my appreciation. You have always been there for me and those who have come before me. Side by side, we have had so many emotional moments. Now memories that are ingrained into my forever. You have helped me grow, learn, persevere. You have believed in me, supported me, and elevated me. My 24/7, my 365, and now my future. And now my future. And now my future. I'm excited about what comes next. I know they will be unbelievable, unimaginable, and the unexplainable. But I promise to be strong, powerful, and be an ambassador of all your good. You have only ever given. And now it is my turn to give back. I am here to amplify. I'm here to unify. I am here to exemplify dreams for every little girl across the globe. Hockey is for everyone. All my love, forever, always.
First period stats brought to us by Sport Check. No scoring. Scoreless first period.
Thought it was a good offensive period for New York in terms of offensive zone possession. They generated a lot from below the goal line, low to high, and I thought carried the play for a good chunk.
First game at the Prudential Center in PWHL history, and there's a scoring chance right out in front.
Who else?
The gate here in the second period for Rattray.
Yep, absolutely. She should just wear a hard hat instead of a helmet.
2 goals on the year. It's hard to believe that she's only had 2 goals this season, given how many scoring chances she seems to accrue. There's Brandt now starting it back, and she gets it ahead for Rattray, steps in over the line, drops it back for Brandt. Brandt, wrist shot. That might have been muffled on the back check there by Zandyhart.
Behind the play, Bourbonnais got smoked and has started to head down the New York tunnel.
Fresh sheet of ice here. Almost a minute into this first period, still looking for our first goal. There's a drive from the point that skips wide for DiGirolamo. We haven't seen a lot of Boston pressure in the attack zone here throughout the game. Starting to get some here early on in the second period.
And keep an eye on Boston.
Oh, here's another chance out in front. Mueller had that shot deflected.
And their defensemen coming down low, because I get this feeling that they're going to start playing 4 below the tops of the circles to potentially try to steal a couple of chances here and there. They've got a lot of really good defense with mobility who can recover quickly if needed.
Tapani in behind the net. She helped Finland get a bronze medal in Utica. Fratkin one time sent it wide on the far post. And now here's Tapani again. Susanna, 2-point game Thursday, including the game winner against Toronto. Said it before, Dave, that was such an important win for Boston.
Oh, absolutely, because now you put yourselves in that position where one win and an Ottawa loss. Now you're sitting over that fourth line.
Here's Abby Rock from her knees. Got it into the circle, but it's picked off. Brought back the other way by Boston. And Healy will dump it in on a cross angle. Right out in front. Chance for Agia, and that's pushed wide. Actually, that was Sophie Shirley. Again, she had a goal the last time these two teams met. I thought she had a great first period.
The thing that Boston can do is generate from various sources. Because they've got skill throughout the lineup, they've got speed, and obviously the key has been, can they factor the grit in too? And there's a little grit factor, and Shirley comes in to get her chance. She has been
New York coach,
consistent this season. Scored some big goals, has had some big shifts. She's a really good offensive player with a lot of skill.
Former Badger from Saskatoon. You know, Boston missing Lauren Gable, one of their top forwards. She's on long-term injured reserve. Should also mention Teresa Schaafsal is at the Pool B Worlds with Team Austria. So they're down some forwards. They need others to step up.
No question. And for New York, they're in that same boat too. You lose Chloe Herard for a couple of weeks. Chloe Herard's been great for New York. She brings a ton on the wing for them in terms of speed and skill.
Here's Pelkey taking it wide, trying to step around Hobson, the tough defender with a long stick from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. It's going to hop back out to center. Keller swings back to get it for Boston. Megan Keller. She was really good in Utica. Get a scoring chance there. Hit a skate as Hobson stepped in front. Now here's Pelkey again. Throws it on pad. Save Schroeder. Very calm in net is Corrine Schroeder. Now Woods will drive it in. This play is whistled down. Corrine Schroeder, second best save percentage in the PWA.
From the Prudential Center in New Jersey, the home ice of the New Jersey Devils, another NHL real life stadium. These players, these fans, all actually great. Some pushing and shoving around the face-off area. The ref decides to ignore it.
Well, she presents a really big target. She's tall. She covers a lot of space, but she actually gets bigger when she gets down low because of how well she seals the low ice, forcing shooters.
That was the captain, Hillary Knight, that got a little heavy with the opposing player. Now, this could be to set a sign to get people riled up. Let's watch and see how that tussle affected her team, Boston.
It's a blocker save by Frankel. Well, you talked about Wood's size and how physical she is, but she can create too, and she's got some steps.
Buzzsaw, dog-on-bone kind of player. She gives you a really good, honest 200-foot effort with some hard skill to it.
There's Brandt right on the stick of Knight. Oh, Hillary Knight just missed getting the first goal of this hockey game. Again, coming off a hot tournament in Utica. Now Saulnier comes in, dropping it back. Good back check by Rattray to frustrate that. New York still dangerous. Player goes down, and no penalty call. Easily could have got a whistle there. There's a drive. Frankel made the stop, and now Boston able to bring it clear.
Physical play picking up. Good hits at both ends. Nice job by Downey Landry, 28 and teal at the defensive blue line for New York.
Here's Morin, who we talked about and talked to during the intermission. She sends it wide.
And Boston's D, like she said, starting to jump in like crazy here.
One-timer. It's a Tapani. Stoned by Schroeder. Here comes New York, 3-on-2 if they...
Almost 3,800 people watching the live stream right now.
To break it up. Zandy Hart, the captain from Victoria, BC for New York, lost it. Now Gia will swing it back in for Boston. Shirley tries to center, does. Nobody home, but now A drive from the circle, hit a body in front. Backhand, down low, that's kicked away. There's a Gia again for Shirley, top of the circle. Tries to toe drag around the defender, but broken up nicely by LaBelle. Keller carries it back in deep for Boston. Here's Keller from the half wall. Up to the point, Brown, long drive, high shot, bouncing puck out in front. New York can't clear it. Now they finally get it to the line, but not out. Across for Agia, low shot, save, they score! Kicked in by Costa.
There's a goal. Beautiful, kicked in. I guess that's okay, you can kick it in. But a nice goal, and it was kind of seemed like it was coming, right? Watch the replay here. The players are excited. New York goalie discouraged, however. A good goal. It really was a good shift. They finally got that nice goal. Costa did a great job. Here it is again. Here it is again. The shot from the point over to the circle, and in a shot in from the circle. A small, gentle rebound, kicked in, clawed in. Let's see it again. Here comes the puck across the side. The rebound comes out. And it looks like a stick. Put that in. Yep, it was a stick. It was number 17. That guy right there. That player right there. Yep. Good job. Good job.
Signed to a standard player agreement. Now they're looking at it upstairs. It's under review, but as it stands right now, it's 1-0 Boston.
Take a Schroeder loses the rebound. There's the pull cue in. And what they're looking for is whether or not the hand of Costa pushed the puck over the goal line. You saw as Costa went flying in. First
You got to give that to him. It's a beautiful goal.
If she pushes it in with her hand, obviously it's no goal. And that's what the official.
It was obvious her stick pushed that puck in. She followed with her body.
What do you think?
From that angle, it's tough because you're not close enough to see whether or not the puck touched the glove or whether or not the puck touched the stick and where the puck location was. We get another chance to take a look at it. We might be able to sift our way through it. It was a good look from above on the plate of the front of the net. And it all started Boston really good on that turnover. There comes the plate of the front. There's the stick on the puck. That looks into me.
Yeah. You know, it was ruled a goal, and then there's got to be evidence to overturn it. I don't know that we see it.
I think the puck went off the arm of Schroeder, and the momentum of Schroeder either trying to reach for the puck or the collision in front of the net. And if the collision in front of the net with a player attempting to play a puck, that's all good. If Schroeder's arm was on the ice and Costa deliberately pushed Schroeder's arm to push the puck across the goal line, that's a different story. But that doesn't look like what happened there.
Nicole Costa out of Mississauga, Ontario, hoping that this stands up. Here's one more look.
Watch Schroeder's arm here. Look at where the 30 is on her shoulder. Yeah, see, it looks like the puck hit the post or puck hit in front. Rolled towards Schroeder, and Schroeder, in the process of trying to corral it, put it in the back of the net off her arm.
Look at this.
Yeah, we should be getting a call momentarily, but from the looks that we have, and I know in working in college hockey and other sources, there could be some other angles that they might be looking at that we are not, depending on the video that's being used here.
Here comes the call. It's a goal. And it's 1-0 Boston. 13:47 to go here in the second period.
Howie Draper of New York wanting an explanation as to what happened. And he'll get it momentarily. And then we'll move on. I guess he just wants to find out the exact details of whether or not puck hit in the arm. Did the player interfere with the goalie? As long as you get it explained to you. Now, one question that I was thinking before this even happened was whether or not they were going to challenge for offsides. with Keller picking that puck over the blue line. Keller did a tremendous job of corralling that puck.
There's Howie Draper chewing on the officials here, and I know that's a guy that you really respect. A 56-year-old Edmonton native, longtime head coach at the University of Alberta before getting this opportunity with New York.
Played for the legendary Claire Drake, and he said Claire Drake's ability to inspire people and mentor leaders was one of the major reasons why he wanted to become a coach.
First of the year for Nicole Costa. The assists going to Shirley and Keller. And we're going to step aside. That's a huge goal for Boston. They've got the momentum now as we approach the midway point of this critical game.
Really good left-handed shooting defenseman, and everybody from the NHL to the NCAA to the PWHL looking for that elusive right-hand shot to run the power play.
Just moments ago, Keller assisted on the goal by Nicole Costa. First goal of the hockey game coming at the 6:13 mark here, the second period. 10th assist for Keller. She now has 13 points on the campaign. That's second best on the team behind Alina Mueller. And Boston trying to get even with New York after New York beat them 3-2 just before the World Championship break. Both of these teams trying to get into the playoff picture. They're on the outside looking in right now. Here's a chance out in front for Knight. She's stopped by Schroeder, and another chance that goes wide for Rattray.
Boston generating a lot of chances. They are starting to get into the grade A's. They didn't get a grade A chance against Toronto. They won the game. They generated 8 really good scoring chances. 4 in the B zone, 4 in the C zone, nothing in the A. And they got a lot of grade A's going so far tonight.
Coming back is Eldridge for New York. Gets it on, and Frankel is able to smother it.
And for Frankel, she hasn't had a very busy period. She made a couple of good stops, and the key thing for Frankel is she has held on to the rebounds that have come her way. So starting off here in period number 2, Boston really picked it up from shift number 1, and now they're the team that's gaining the offensive zone. They're the team that's managing offensive zone possession time. They're the team that's winning some draws and getting chances off them.
Frankel looking for a first win against New York this year. 0-2 against the team in teal.
So she's beaten the world.
Yeah, everybody
but
except
not
New York. Coming in, Wenskowski whistles one wide. Boston holds it in. Good forecheck. They've been doing that really well here today at times. Certainly did it well against Toronto on Thursday. New York able to spin it out of their zone back to the red line at center. Regrouping here is Fratkin back in her own end. Boston starts it up the near wall. Wenskowski takes a blast, driven down to the ice hard. By Shelton. Boy, Shelton can be physical too.
Complete package as a defender.
New York buzzing now, sends it up over the top of the net. That was a shot from Zandy Hart. Captain now, Bourbonnais feathers a pass across, nobody home. Now Zandy Hart again, high in the slot. Wrister, and Frankel saw it the whole way. It was actually Downey Landry who got that one on.
New York with a good.
Thanks everybody for being part of this test. It's been fun. I'll be watching the game, but I just won't be online, okay? Lots of love to everybody. Thank you so much.